So the guest will join within a minute or two. So by that time, Amol, you can start the banner in the university song.
ओके
And
सर.
all participants are requested to open their camera. सभी participant camera open ही रखे, please. It is a request. नहीं बज रहा.
गीत आमुचे आकाशाचे,
गीत आमुचे सागराचे, इतिहासाचे जनमनाचे, गीत आमुचे जागराचे. गीत आमुचे आकाशाचे, गीत आमुचे सागराचे, इतिहासाचे जनमनाचे, गीत आमुचे जागराचे.
अभंगाचे ओवीचेही मायबोलीचे माहेर,
वाऱ्यातही मराठीचे दिवे लख घरोघर. संत महंतांचे विरागी, गीत आमुचे वादळाचे, इतिहासाचे जनमनाचे, गीत आमुचे जागराचे. तंतु तंतु संघर्षाचा पैठणीत भिनलेला.
नक्षीतच पक्षी पक्षी विजयाचा विडलेला.
सोन पहाट उदयाचे, गीत आमुचे उजेडाचे, इतिहासाचे जनमनाचे, गीत आमुचे जागराचे. प्रज्ञेचा सूर्य नवा, शब्द शब्द उजळून गेला. समतेचा संग्राचा अर्थ ढाळून गेला. विराट विशाल संस्कृतीचे गीत आमुचे जीवनाचे, इतिहासाचे जनमनाचे, गीत आमुचे जागराचे. गीत आमुचे आकाशाचे, गीत आमुचे सागराचे, इतिहासाचे जनमनाचे, गीत आमुचे जागराचे.
Thank you, Amol. You can stop the university song. On behalf of UGC Malviya Mission Teachers Training Center, Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar, Marathwada University, Chhatrapati Sambhajinagar, I welcome to all respected chairperson for this inaugural session, director of this UGC Malviya Mission Teachers Training Center, Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar, Marathwada University, Chhatrapati Sambhajinagar, Professor S.S. Patil, sir. The chief guest of this inaugural function, as well as the speaker for the first session, Mrs. Ms. Smriti Singh, ma'am, and also the course coordinator, Shri Amit Ranjan sir, Chief Executive Officer of Atal Incubation Center of our university. I welcome you all to this inaugural session of the short-term course in Innovation Startup, which will be held for a week through this online platform by this UGC Malviya Mission Teachers Training Center. The course coordinator for this short-term course, Amit Ranjan sir, who is the Chief Executive Officer of Atal Incubation Center of our university. He is a graduate mechanical engineer with MBA, having more than 15 years of experience, including industrial and startup and innovation ecosystem. His experience across the sector of incubation center management, startup portfolio engagement, and supporting innovation ecosystem, business development, technology transfer, project management, and monitoring, people management skill, budgeting planning. He is impelled as a mentor of MIC, AICT, Ministry of Education, ATL, Niti Aayog, Startup India Portal, ABVIL, Government of Jharkhand, SSIP, Government of Gujarat. Also, he has impelled as an advisor in Entrepreneurship Advisor Board for following institution, that is KCC, Institute of Legal and Higher Studies, Greater Noida, and SSC, BS Innovation and Incubation Foundation, SIIF, New Delhi, and also Punjab Biotechnological Incubator, Government of Punjab. He has mentored more than 500 startups for establishment of their companies and generating revenue by the way of technology, marketing, and development. He is also associated with many technical and engineering society. In his past experience, he has worked as a key member for establishment of AIC NRDC by AIM Niti Aayog, Government of India. For providing implementation strategy to startup policy framed by different state government, he has worked for various state startup policies for Jharkhand, Uttar Pradesh, Bihar, Haryana, and Chhattisgarh. In past assignment, he has transferred many technology development by National R&D Laboratories of CSR, ICAR, IG, IJIRA, academic institution and university to various startup SMEs for creating a manufacturing industry. He has also delivered many lectures in both virtual and physical mode on services and startup creation, technology, commercialization of services. So I would now request our course coordinator, Shri Amit Ranjan sir, to brief the 6 working days to all of us. Over to you, sir.
Yeah. Thank you very much, Professor, and a very good morning to all of you, all the participants. Myself, Amit Ranjan, I'm the CEO of Atal Incubation Center in the Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar Marathwada University. First of all, I will thank our president of the program, Dr. Satish Patil sir, for appointing me as the coordinator and keeping a trust that my skills can be benefited in the MMTC program. So over the 6 days program, we will be learning about startups, how to start startups, then what are the key major points which we can assess in innovation, related to IP regime, that intellectual property, why it is necessary, then how to make a business plan, how to prepare a pitch deck, how to attract the investors for going through the investment in our startup companies. Our speaker and chief guest of the program, Ms. Smriti Singh, has already joined. So it's all 6 days. We have arranged 22 different speakers from different aligned areas of the nation who can give and share their learnings with all the participants. And I hope that these learnings will be very surely benefited to all the participants in their future endeavors. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. The chief guest of this inaugural function, uh, Smriti Singh, she is a principal at Paul College of Pharmacy, Agra. Presently, Indian patent agent and IP Mitra startup facilitator impelled with startups and associated with university and colleges for patent and design related services. Presently active in academics and administration. Previously, she has worked as a formulation scientist and woman scientist C at TIFAC in association with DST and quality assurance officer at pharmaceutical industry with over 10 years of experience in the stream. International research article publication and book with experience in patent related work and NEPAM coordinator with Indian Patent Office. So I would now request our today's chief guest, Smriti Singh ma'am, to deliver an inaugural address, a short inaugural address to all of us. Over to you, ma'am.
जी स्मृति जी आपका अनम्यूट नहीं हुआ है, अनम्यूट कर लीजिए।
Good morning, all of you. And I'm very thankful to Mr. Ranjan sir, who has given me this opportunity to present myself at BAM University, which is a NAC accredited with A grade. And this opportunity is basically a previous relationship with Mr. Ranjan ji at NRDC, where we have worked together. And we have worked together for innovation and for a better future for our country by the ways of new ideas and innovation and by the ways of implementing what our government is thinking for our future nation. As we all know that being here at Agra and you being at Aurangabad, we are being connected over such a long distance because innovations has changed our lives. Internet, which was brought in 18th century and was implemented in the 19th century, has made our lives so incredibly changed that today at such a distance we are connecting with each other and we are able to communicate with each other and changing our lives for a better future. So the whole idea of the STC is to bring us on ourselves and the students at a common platform where we are made to think in such a way that while we are getting educated in a particular field of pharmacy or BTech or MBA or MCA, and not only just getting educated and to get a degree, but to lead our life in such a way that that degree makes us an innovative person by a way of thinking novice for what problem are existing in the coming future or existing in the near future, which can be probed to us by the other countries or by the researchers of the other countries, which may be posed upon us. For example, we have faced so many difficult situations during COVID, but during that COVID, the internet, the innovation which was done way back 100 years back, has put ourselves to think that what may be the other situations coming in our lives in the coming future, and how can we be prepared for that. So innovations and ideas are basically, you can say, it is like a bulb to our life, it is like a light to our life, which can show us the path ahead and which can also create us possible future solutions that the unmet situations that we haven't even dealt with, or maybe a probable situation which may come in our lives, and our present research may solve that. Am I right, Mr. Ranjan?
Obviously, it's totally correct. And
Yes, so today
innovation-
the whole idea of coming together is to give you a short note, a short presentation on why ideas and innovations are necessary, what is an idea, what is an innovation, how to make it feasible, and in our country, what all acts and what all rules are present here with us to make us think in an innovative way and how the innovation can change our life.
I think Smriti ma'am, thank you very much for the inaugural address. Now I hope our Assistant Director, Dr. Rafi Saab,
Yes, sir.
will
Yes, sir.
continue.
Yes, sir. Immediately after this inaugural session, she can continue with her technical talk.
Yeah.
Thank you, ma'am, for sparing your valuable time for setting the tone of this event through your inaugural address. The president of this inauguration session, director of this UGC MMTTC, Professor Satish Patil, sir, senior professor, Department of Environmental Science of our university. Professor Patil sir stands in luminary in the realm of environmental science. His illustrious career woven with accomplishment accolates uh, and a profound commitment to the field. Currently holding the esteemed position of senior professor at our university, he has left an indelible mark through his multi-faced contribution. His journey at BAMU has been marked by a series of administrative roles, each as testifying to his leadership, acumen, and dedication to academic excellence. Serving as a director of BCUD, he has outreached pivotal initiative. His stint as an in-charge officer academic planning reflect his strategic foresight in steering the academic trajectory of our university. A seasoned academician, he has twice assumed the mantle of the head of Department of Environmental Science of our university, showcasing his enduring commitment to shaping the next generation of environmental scientists. His visionary leadership during the year 2006 to 2008 and 2017 to 2020 left an indelible imprint on the department. In the realm of research, he has been a trailblazer. Two patent innovations stand estimated to his innovative spirit, undertaking research project with a total outlay of 76 lakh. He has delved into complexities of environmental science, contributing significantly to the academic and scientific community. As a mentor, Dr. Patil impact reverberates through the success of his PhD students with 30 awarded PhD and 6 currently under his guidance. He implies the art of nurturing research scholars. His scholarly endeavors extended globally, having participated and attended 19 international conferences and 58 national conferences. Dr. Patil's global footprint is not confined to the conferences alone. His extensive travels to the 9 countries include Germany, Italy, Switzerland, Nepal, Bhutan, Sri Lanka, Dubai, Thailand, and the Maldives underscore his commitment to fostering international collaboration and gaining diverse perspective. A prolific author, Dr. Patil has 134 research publications in various national and international journals, boasting an impressive impact factor of 52. Additionally, his literary contribution include 14 books and 5 book chapters, further enriching the academic landscape. International collaboration with University of Rajshahi, Bangladesh and Eastern University Sri Lanka showcased Dr. Patil's commitment to fostering global partnership. His recognition extends beyond borders. The prestigious awards such as Environmentalist of the Year 2017 and Scientist of the Year 2018 are during his accolade laden career. The Clean Environment Promotion Award 2018 further solidifies his commitment to environmental causes. Fellowship from Indian Association of Aquatic Biologists and International Congress of Chemistry and Environment and Microbiologist Society of India highlights his stature in scientific community. Life membership in the International Foundation of Environmental and Ecology underline his enduring commitment to environmental advocacy. In every facet of his career, Dr. Patil sir embodies excellence, dedication, and relentless pursuit of knowledge. His impact on environmental science and academia is not just local but resonate global, making him a true luminary in his field. So I would now request Professor Patil sir to deliver a presidential remark to this inauguration session.
Good morning, all of you. The chief guest of this inaugural function, Smriti ji, the host coordinator of this short-term course, Dr. Amit Ranjan ji, my colleague, Assistant Director Dr. Rafi, and you all fellow participants. It gives me immense pleasure to see that apart from the teaching learning, teachers need to contribute through his innovation and the ideas. And such kind of training courses providing a best platform to interact with the experts, those who are really looking after the innovations and startups. And I hope that during this short-term course, you will have an opportunity, everybody, to go for innovative ideas and to have a common platform to see that every idea in your mind that comes through the innovation, which will add the innovations in the country. And I hope that you will have interactive participations with every expert. Amit sir is trying his level best to invite the resource persons to interact with you from the pan India. And I believe that through his experience and his ideas, he will definitely uh, bring this course a very successful. Of course, the success of the course that all the way depends upon how you participate into the course, how you interact with every expert, and how you put forward your ideas to see that the innovation can be brought in. With this, I congratulate you and I wish you all the best for successful completion of this course. I thank Smriti for inaugurating this course and giving her time. And also I thank Amit Ranjan sir that he agreed to work as a course coordinator for this short-term course of this university. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. So, with the permission of our president, I declare that this inaugural session is over, and Smriti ma'am can continue with his technical talk now. Over to you, ma'am.
Thank you, sir, for giving me this opportunity. And we have prepared slides to present, which is based on innovation and obviously on ideas in innovation. That the topic was given to me by Mr. Ranjan sir, and Mr. Ranjan sir has always been supportive there at NRDC also, and presently also when we were together uh, during our courses, when we were together at NRDC, we used to work for the patenting, and he was the business development officer there. And I used to see how he took the innovations ahead to the present. You can see. Can you see my presentation?
No, ma'am,
No,
you
ma'am.
can share that.
नहीं मैडम, अभी नहीं आया आपका प्रेजेंटेशन, आप शेयर करें उसको।
Share किया. Is it visible now?
No, ma'am.
Is it visible?
नहीं,
Is it still not visible?
स्टिल नॉट विजिबल। एक मिनट रुकिए, मैं
I have shared it.
नहीं आया नहीं है इसमें।
मैम बॉटम साइड में शेयरिंग का ऑप्शन है, एज ग्रीन कलर में बटन है शेयर का, वहां पर।
हाँ, मैंने शेयर किया है.
नो मैम, आपका शेयरिंग ही नहीं हुआ है अभी तक।
एक सेकेंड.
Yes. आप फिर से ट्राई कीजिए।
एक मिनट, रुकिए रुकिए, अभी हो जाएगा। अभी देखिए, अब हो रहा है क्या?
नहीं, शेयर नहीं हो रहा है. आई एम नॉट एबल टू सी द
अब होना
प्रेजेंटेशन.
चाहिए। अब मैंने चेंज कर दिया है ऐसे इसका सेटिंग।
शेयर किया.
हाँ,
I have gone to my PowerPoint presentation where I have shared it.
नहीं 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 नहीं, ये जूम कॉल पे जो जूम प्लेटफॉर्म का वो स्क्रीन है ना, उसमें नीचे वो ग्रीन कलर का एक वो एरो बना।
शेयर पे.
हाँ, शेयर पे, उसको क्लिक करो आप।
शेयर किया, डॉक्यूमेंट पे गई मैं.
हाँ,
फिर मैंने शेयर किया तो उसमें मैंने अपना वो डाला, जो मैंने प्रेजेंटेशन डाला है.
नहीं आ रहा है। एक मिनट रुकिए, मैं ऑफिस में भेजता हूँ ये आपका प्रेजेंटेशन। अमोल जी, shall I send the presentation to you? Will it be okay?
जस्ट अ मिनट सर, अमोल बैठ रहे हैं जाके
हाँ,
ऑफिस में उसके।
मैं उन्हीं को भेज दिया मैंने उनको।
यस मैम, आपको क्या करना है, बॉटम साइड में शेयर का ऑप्शन है।
हाँ, आई हैव डन दैट, वो शेयर ही नहीं हो रहा।
एक बार क्लिक कीजिए, वहां पर इंटायर द स्क्रीन आएगा मैम, पहला ही ऑप्शन है इंटायर द स्क्रीन। उसके बाद आपको इंटायर स्क्रीन करना है, फिर उसके बाद आपको जो भी प्रेजेंटेशन है उस पर जाना है। आप फिर से एक बार ट्राई कीजिए, जूम पर
हाँ,
नीचे
मैं गई शेयर पे।
शेयर करना है, उसके बाद फर्स्ट ऑप्शन इंटायर द स्क्रीन।
इंटायर द स्क्रीन पे ही आया मेरा।
हाँ, उस पर
उसमें
क्लिक कीजिए।
एक्चुअली मैंने शेयर पे क्लिक किया, फिर मैंने डॉक्यूमेंट शेयर व्हाइट बोर्ड।
नहीं
नहीं नहीं नहीं नहीं
नहीं
नहीं,
नो 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 मैम, शेयर
व्हाइट बोर्ड
डाउनलोड नहीं,
स्क्रीन पे
इंटायर द
करना है,
स्क्रीन करना है, इंटायर द स्क्रीन।
स्क्रीन पे,
हाँ,
एंटायर
बस शेयर
स्क्रीन।
द स्क्रीन किया मैंने, फिर मैंने शेयर डॉक्यूमेंट्स पे गई मैं।
नहीं नहीं मैडम, शेयर डॉक्यूमेंट, डॉक्यूमेंट पे नहीं जाना है। ऊपर आप डॉक्यूमेंट एडवांस दिख रहा है ना, उस पे नहीं जाना है, आप स्क्रीन पे करो बस।
स्क्रीन ही किया मैंने, शेयर स्क्रीन।
हाँ ठीक है, नीचे वो शेयर लिखा है, उसको क्लिक कर दो, वो शेयर हो जाएगा।
हाँ हाँ, स्टार्ट नाउ।
हाँ ठीक है, आया क्या?
हाँ हाँ, अब एक सेकेंड। नाउ इज इट विजिबल?
नो मैम, आपको एरो पर क्लिक करना है मैम। आप साइड में क्लिक करेंगे तो वहाँ पर तीन ऑप्शन देगा आपको। तो आपको एरो पर क्लिक करना है, एज ग्रीन कलर का, उस पर शेयरिंग का ऑप्शन आता है, फर्स्ट एंटायर द स्क्रीन। उसके बाद
वो
आपको
मैंने
एंटायर द
शेयर
स्क्रीन
स्क्रीन
करना है।
किया, शेयर स्क्रीन किया।
आई थिंक अमोल जी, मैंने आपको भेज दिया इनका प्रेजेंटेशन। आप अगर हम लोग ही कर लें इसको, शेयर कर लीजिए अगर हमारे साइड से हो रहा है तो।
मुझे आपने व्हाट्सअप किया क्या? ओके
हाँ व्हाट्सएप किया है, अब
अभी
उसमें।
अभी भी नहीं हो रहा शेयर, अभी भी नहीं हो रहा।
नहीं अभी भी नहीं हो रहा है।
ओके ओके।
अब देखिए।
नहीं।
मैंने तो हमेशा ऐसे ही किया है और शेयर हो जाता है।
कोई दिक्कत नहीं, मैं यहाँ से शेयर कर देता
इज इट नॉट विजिबल?
नहीं नहीं।
नो, आई हैव शेयर्ड इट।
ठीक है, अभी मैम हमारे साइड से कर रहे हैं, हमारी साइड से वो हो जाएगा। योर टॉक्स कैन बी इन बाइलिंगुअल, आइदर हिंदी और इंग्लिश, जो आपको
हाँ, it
उसमें
will be
आप
both in
कंफर्टेबल
English
रहे।
and Hindi.
हाँ,
Yes,
आप
in
जिसमें
whatever
comfortable
language the students feel comfortable with, and other people will feel
रहे।
comfortable with. I have shared the screen. I have gone to and I have done start now.
नहीं आ रहा है।
Then please share it from your side because I am sharing from here. It is not getting shared.
आ गया। ये आपके साइड से है कि
नहीं
हमारे?
नहीं, मैंने शेयर किया सर।
ठीक है, ठीक है, तो आई थिंक स्मृति जी, ओवर टू यू, सो यू कैन नाउ कंटिन्यू विथ योर सेशन।
Yes. The topic that has been given to me and to ignite the possible future researchers and their mind, as said by Mr. Kalam in the book Ignited Minds, how they can change the life of other people and the other people in the world, in the country itself. So basically, whenever we think something, that possible thinking gives us a new way or approach to the existing problem in our lives. So the very much idea of presenting the presentation here was itself in the topic, that was ideas. So idea, when I got this topic, the first line that came to me was the the tagline of a famous communication company, famous mobile sim company, which had a tagline of an idea can change your life. So may I ask anybody here which company it talks about? How an idea can change our life? An idea can change your life. Which company had this tagline? Can I ask this question from our audience? Hello? Hello?
Yes, ma'am, you're audible.
Can you please answer which tagline, which company had this tagline, "An idea can change our life"? Which company had this tagline? Can anybody answer? The idea itself was a the sim of idea company, which was given, "An idea can change your life," was the tagline of the idea company, which was a sim company. And this particular tagline has really changed our lives. In a fraction of seconds, we can talk to our parents while being in America, and while being in Australia, or while being in some other country, and while your parents are being 1,000 kilometers away from you. And this idea of a sim, as well as the idea of the way the person must have think to communicate being far from each other, has totally changed our life. So idea is basically an intangible form of property that is captivated in our minds, and it is still not materialized, but has lots of potential. Like, for example, we often think that while we go on moon, we should have food to eat. So vegetation on moon and other planets are still the unrealized ideas that we still have in our minds, like flying car, flying bus, which is just an incaptivated potential, which is stored in the existing present, and is thought to be implemented in the coming ahead in our futures. And we have drones, which were an unreal idea until it came up to us in a material form. So we can see that how idea can change our life. And idea is the first thought in the morning. For example, if I have to go to my office and I have to teach my students, the first thought in morning will be how to teach them effectively, how to present them in a novice way so that they can grasp the subject as fast as they could, and as deeply as they could. So it is the eureka of life, a probable solution to the problems in life. And what is your first thought in the morning? So I just wanted to ask everybody here. So whenever you get up in the morning, what is the first thought in the morning? Can anybody please answer? What is your first thought in the morning? Mr. Ranjan and all other dignitaries who are present with us. We can have an interactive session. We can have an interactive session. What is your first thought in the morning? Can anybody
Today's
please
planning, ma'am. Excuse me, ma'am.
Yes.
Today's planning. What?
Today's planning, right?
Excuse me, am I audible?
Yes, yes.
To follow the planning that made yesterday or previously. Thank you.
So so the idea was generated by Mr. Amit Ranjan sir, who is the CEO of BANU, and he has thought that how can we make our life innovative. So he has organized a program, STC. So see, we can see that a small idea can connect us in a very big way, and how it can change our lives and our students' life. By giving this presentation, we can always think in a way that how a morning thought can change our whole life and our students' life in such a way that can foster innovations in their mind. How can they bring changes to their lives and to the country's life also by the way of innovations. So the next the next big thing in the life is how you materialize your ideas. What happens when ideas are materialized? Whenever you materialize your ideas, it leads to a materialized solution. The materialized solutions are in the form of novelty, new material, or a new process, or in a whole and intellectual output of your problem around yourselves. And this output may be a theoretical or a practical one. So the outputs are a new thought driven materializations called innovations. Now, the word innovation is a very big word. This word has changed the face of 21st century in terms of transportation, in terms of communication, in terms of agriculture as well. So, innovation, new at simple solution to the unmet needs of life, an original piece of solution or idea to your existing unsolved problem, or it can be a novice approach to the situations. It can be a process, it can be a method, it can be a product, it can be a new machine, it can be a new poem, it can be a new film, it can be a new medicine, new songs, new instruments, new technology oriented outputs, new presentation styles, or a novice input to the existing unsolved problem. Innovation is a continuous process. It starts with an idea, the possibility of materializations. Then, if you materialize it, then testing of that materialization, then taking it to a pilot project where you expand your idea to a scale and then you deploy it or you commercialize it. And then you assess and refine your ideas to make it possible to reach to the public to whom you have made that particular innovation, and then scaling and commercializing to a mainstream where you can find business or you can find the value to your ideas in the way of money or in the way of investment or in the way of a solution or you can say improvement in the current existing scenario. Now input, so innovation is an input to a future innovation. That's how it becomes an innovation process. As we can see, it is a 7 key step where you can always you always start with a uh, where you always start when with the idea which has got you generate an idea in your mind, and then what happens, then you evaluate whether if this idea which I am thinking is it feasible or not, will I be able to get it in form of a real tangible property or not, will I be able to convert into a material or not, or what are the various resources which I will need to convert my idea into a reality, or what will be the other investments which I may need to get it converted into, or what will be the platform where my idea will be welcomed and my idea my ideas will be getting ahead to the future, and it will be a part of a solution to the problem that we have been facing. Then step 3, prototyping and testing. Like if we have developed an idea and we have materialized it, we create a small prototype and we test it whether whatever ideas that we have generated in our mind. For example, if we just had 4 engine cars and we wanted to convert those cars into 6 engine or 8 engine, then that particular design or that particular inventions that you have in your mind, how will you convert that 4 engine into a 8 engine one or a 6 engine one? So you will develop a prototype or you will test it whether is it feasible on practical grounds or not. And then the step 4 will be you will refine it in the sense that you will bring accuracy to your researches. You will find the precision, the robustness of your the accuracy to the situation in the problem. The step 5 is then you implement and launch it. The implementation and launch of your ideas, this is the bigger scenario, or you can say this is the major step that changes your whole way of thinking, that changes this changes our whole new approach to the problem. And this is the major step which brings our idea into a real form. And then comes the feedback and the evaluation, whether people have accepted your ideas or not, whether they are comfortable with your innovations or not, or whether your innovation has created another situation where people have accommodated with, or they want a new solution to the existing delimitations of the problems that has been solved by your technology. And then it is a continuous learning and adaptations to whatever thinkings. So today in this innovation, how to make innovations? What are the various steps that can materialize your innovation? How can you materialize your ideas? What are in the continuous process of innovation, how can you implement and launch your idea is the main captivating thought that has brought me to bring us presentation on how the innovations can take a form of tangible one, so that we can create our own properties, and we can possibly contribute to the learnings of our students and become a part of the syllabus that has novice thinking and novice approach to our lives. So innovations are in our country, innovations are in the form of patents, trademarks, copyrights, plant varieties, geographical indications, semiconductor technology, and designs and trade secrets. So innovations are basically these are the kind of innovations which are expected in the present scenario and being posed upon us in the ways of patents and other acts or other terminologies that has been used. In India, we have these seven things with us. We can count now it has been extended to 8 with trade secrets, and trade secrets has brought to us in just in a recent 2024 in the month of April, where the new act has been brought to us to cover a wide range of contracts which are being presented to us, and it was a way back ideas in 1970s by the ways of other countries where they have implemented trade secrets, and it is such an unreality towards us that we have still not accommodated with ourselves to the existing provisions of trade secrets. So we will discuss that how the student in an academic orientation or in an academic organization, how the person can generate an idea and how the person can change his innovation to a materialistic one. So we will discuss how a technology student or a non-technical student can become innovative in their approach and can bring up possible solutions to their problems. Now we can see in the next slide. If we change the slide, you can see the different IPs. Different IPs in a single product. Can we change the slide to different IPs in a single product, different innovation? We can see we all have laptops. We all have laptops. Very simple. Can we change the slide? I'm sharing the screen, but it is not getting shared. I think, I don't know what maybe the problem. Can we change the slides?
Yes, yes, ma'am. This one, ma'am.
The LED display, we all have a laptops with us. In a laptop, can we see what can be the what are the various innovation that has been put on innovation on a laptop by way of a single product have lots of innovation. Like, please further slide, the next slide.
This one.
This we have covered. It is a continuous step. 7 key steps are there. We are on the step of, now suppose you have generated an idea and you have developed a prototype. Now how will you implement your prototype into a product? What is the way to do that? So here is the first example, different IPs in a single product. Next slide. And the next slide. These are the various innovative, yes, we can see the different innovations in a single product. Like, for example, in a laptop, the LED display. LED display is a kind of an innovation in the form of patent. The body of the laptop is a design. The Apple sign is a trademark. The user manual is a copyright. and layout of IC is a SICL design. So we see here in just in a single product, we can see how everything has been innovated, from the name, from the mark, from the display to the design of the product. The innovation is being shown to us by the way of a product which is having more than one, or you can say more than two innovations in a single product. So Apple is a famous innovation, and it is in a famous invention, which is kind of a marking example of how a single brand has fostered innovative ways of thinking and has challenged the whole world and has brought their product to a world level that everybody feels proud when he or she uses Apple phone. You can see the if the person has Apple phone with him, he is a kind of a status marker, or you can say he has some status, and he can show that I am using a innovative product and this product is worth lakhs. So innovation also changed the quality of your life by the way of novice, or you can say the new things always attract to us. So intellectual property rights are basically a mixture of your brain, your ideas, and what are the resources, so that the idea generated by your brain has been brought to the ground. And the labor is that what all resources apart from the machines and the raw material, if you will need manpower to generate your ideas, for example, if you will need an industry or workers, or you will need machines. So intellectual property rights basically are those rights which are given to you to make your ideas into innovation by using your brain, putting on some resources into it. For example, the very basic of idea generation is your own classroom. Whenever you go to your lab, suppose you are a pharmacy student, or you are an engineering student, whenever you finish your theoretical classes, you go to your lab. Then what happens, you see that this particular experiment is being done in a conventional way. From let's suppose you are doing a particular practical in a conventional way since 10 years now. You find that this particular process is a very cumbersome process, and it is taking your much of your time. Now your brain starts thinking that how can we short the time of the practical. Can we have a digital way, or can we have a more comprehensive way to approach to the lab works, or can we have an advanced machine so that the problems can be solved. This the next slide is probably is a short snap of what materializes your ideas into innovation. It is your brain, the resources, and the labor included in it. The significance of intellectual property rights is to protect your innovation that you are going to bring by the ways of your lab. Your lab is the foremost place. It is the kind of resource where your brain can materialize your ideas, and the labor in the forms of other students and the laboratory assistants there, the machines there, the kind of facilities that has been provided to you. So in the next slide we can understand why do we need intellectual property rights to protect our innovation. Because they protect your ideas, they utilize, they commercialize, and they earn in the terms of money, also in the terms of investment, also in the terms of name and fame also. For example, you have generated an idea. Let's suppose you have made a digital machine. Let's suppose you were, if there are any pharmacy people from here, they go to their labs and they do the USP dissolution for tablet disintegration machine. Now we have, if what is the difference between a manual disintegration machine and a digital disintegration machine? We can see that the process is whole automatized, and automatically the machine runs, and we have to just observe it, and we have to just open it, and we have to just close it. Like life has become a switch, like the open switch and the close switch. So whenever we want to ease our problems, we always go to the machines. because machines is the way of doing it. So let's suppose if there is anybody from pharmacy here, and if they go to the labs also, so we have so many machines that we are still doing in manual forms. We are using our hands, and we have a continuous watch to see the progress in the researches. So whenever we digitize the machine, the very ease of digitizing the machine is that continuous observation, and the manual interference in a particular research is reduced to a negligible level whenever we digitize the thing, and the whole process also becomes very easy. So importance and significance, apart from that, we will look to the next slide. Why do we need innovations? Because in the next slide we will understand the importance, where it can show that how utilizing your own ideas and materializing them can benefit your personality and your accounts. For example, whatever you have innovated, whatever you have invented, you can use it on your own, or you can earn by franchising it, you can earn by licensing it, or assigning it to a other person who can earn money by that, or you can merchandising it by we have a very famous example which has revolutionized the whole world in the world of cartoons, where we have Disney. We can see that Cartoon Network, by the way of merchandising, Disney has now their worth network in the whole world is more than 100 countries, where the Disney cartoons are being broadcasted to the TVs, and the children are so fond of it. So a mere thought of innovating in the form of presentations, in the form of art, or in the way of licensing or assigning your work to other people or merchandising it, it can change the whole scenario of your idea and your way of innovation by a small thought of commercializing it. So after this utilization and commercialization, the next topic is how a innovative person differentiates a common person from an entrepreneur. For example, why a businessman earns more than a common man? What is the idea behind it? Yes, because a common hello because a common man because a common man is just an academic person. He comes to college, he reads the chapter, and he goes away. There is no contribution to the future possibilities, or he is just full of pride that I have become a professor, or I have become a engineer, or I have become a pharmacist. But we are still doing the same thing over a period of 10 years or more. So a businessman is a person who adapts to the innovation, who materializes the innovation, commercializes it, gives it a brand value, and then earns and invests from that particular ideas and innovations. So this is a businessman idea. Can we please change it? Can we please change the next slide? How a businessman is different from a common person. Yes, because those people who contributes to the solution by ways of innovation and ideas, the entrepreneur is a person who commercialize it, who creates a brand value of your innovation, who invest in that innovation, and who earns by the way of technology transfer, by the way of selling it out, or by the way of merchandising it. In the next situation, in the next coming slide, we will study how a student can make innovations, and what are the ways of making it feasible, and how to register your name in the world of innovations. In our countries, we have patents, but patents are the rights given to a particular person. They are exclusive rights to made to a person by making, using, exercising, vending, and importing that particular invention for a limited period of time. For example, we have 20 years of time in patents where we can create our idea in a theoretical way, and when it is granted, we can convert that idea into innovation by associating it itself ourselves with the stakeholders, by the manufacturers, by connecting with the person who are providing you with the raw material. And this particular right of patents is an exclusive right which excludes others from using your invention. How you have qualified yourself being an innovator and qualified yourself to use the invention. Now we can see the famous innovators, the famous inventors of the previous century. If we change the slide, we can see the George Alfred D. Penning, who was a civil engineer in 1856. He made an efficient pankha pulling machine. This was a great innovation to the kind of manual inputs and the way of mechanizing the solutions of our problem. Earlier we had this hand run pankhas where a person would sit next to us, and he used to allow to fray the fan with us. Now he solved the problem by a efficient pankha pulling machine which changed the whole scenario of the fan and brought fans to our life. And then we can see, hello, hello, am I visible?
Yes, ma'am.
So I was talking about D. Penning, how he has changed the whole idea of fans. Now it is scientist Thomas Alva Edison. He invented, we can see, bulbs. Alexander Graham Bell invented telephone. The innovators, the famous innovators of the previous century, Wright brothers, aeroplane, Louis Pasteur, rabies vaccination, Alexander Fleming, penicillin, the field of technology to the field of medicine. Everywhere we see that innovation has led to led us to think our way of thinking by the way of approaching to the problem. And we can see the famous Indian innovations in the next two slides. We see the nano car by Tata, which provides an yes. If we see the slides, yes, if we can see the slides, we can see how Tata has brought nano car. That nano car has become the dream of Indian middle class family to sit in one vehicle as a family, nuclear families. How he has materialized the whole situation. Where is the screen, sir? Yes, we can see that. Then we have this prosthetic leg by Jaipur. It is a famous invention by a Jaipur physician who has brought a prosthetic leg for those people who were paralyzed or were in accidents. They have lost their foots. So this prosthetic foot is now being exported to other countries at an affordable price of $28. We have this hepatitis vaccine, which has 40 cents a dose product, giving healthcare access to a large number of people with low purchasing power. So it is just not about innovating, it is also making the innovation reach to the public and to the common man here with us. Also, it gives earning, but innovations are very much which innovation becomes famous. That particular the innovation which becomes famous, which is in reach to a common man. If we know about bulb, the bulb is of 10 rupees. That's why we are able to access it. If अगर एडिसन ने ये इन्वेंट नहीं किया होता, अगर हमको 10 रुपए में बल्ब नहीं मिल रहा होता, तो हम अपने घर में बल्ब नहीं लगा रहे होते. या फिर if it is an underdeveloped country or a poor country, they wouldn't have afforded bulb or we can say tube lights or fans if they would not have been a range which is feasible to a common man. So innovation, whenever we do innovation or whenever we present innovations, then we should always think that how will we bring that innovation in the reach of a common person. In the next slide, we can see we have drones. Now we have SIM swapping machines. We have bathing protectors for small kids. Or now we have a hand display of the mobiles, where without even touching the mobile, on just one finger we can call any person, we can present anything uh, in just a click away from us. So this is how we have this is how innovation has changed our life. So in India, if you want to become innovator, the first step is that you should have an idea. Then you should able to file that idea in the form of patents. Suppose you are a technology student or an engineering student or a pharmacy student, or you are a BSc MSc biotech student, you can always get a solution in your lab for doing a particular practical in a new way. And if you find that this idea never existed before, you can go for patent filings. And patent filing is a very easy process, where the details of the applicant and inventor are filled, and it is a 30-page process. It is a 30-page where you need to record all the details of your invention. You have to give the title of your invention. You have to make the drawing of your prototype. You have to make claims and abstracts. And then if you are filing it outside the country, then also you have to go through Indian Patent Office, take permission from there, and then you can file it outside. So whenever you are filing a patent application in India, there are various formalities that you need to fulfill, that you have to fill Form 1, Form 2, Form 3, and Form 5 and Form 18, where you need to pay the requisite amount, and then you can approach your invention. You can make it feasible by converting your innovations into a new idea by ways of patents. Now, the patents are filed in a particular format. The format as provided by the Indian Patent Office, and Form 1, the various formalities that you need to put in by filling the patent application form. In the next slide, we can see what are the various requisite, what is the process of innovation when we are filing a patent application, where you may make it feasible by filing it. You need to fill Form 1. If we change the slide, if you are an individual or you are an educational institute, for example, this is a Marathwada University, is a government university. So you are an educational institute, where you just have to fill 1600 rupees for one application, and nothing for the publication. And for if you wanted to grant it, then the whole cost of granting it is limited to a cost of 10 to 15,000 if you are in a government university. And then if you are a big company, or if you want to become a if you are already if you are already into industry, then 8,800 rupees for physical filing, and 8,000 rupees for the electronic filing, and the whole cost goes up to 30,000 for a bigger industry. The filing procedure is given on the website of Indian Patent Office, or you can always file it through. Now you can see in the next slides, you can see how the how the Intellectual Property Indian Patent Office website looks like, where you need to file the application. If we change the slide, we can see. If we change the slide to the next slide, in the next two slides, we can see how can you make your ideas feasible into a reality. Next slide. Comprehensive e-filing portal. After this slide, yes, the comprehensive e-filing portal it is the Indian Patent Office site where you can materialize your ideas by logging into the site and filing your patent applications. In the next slides. In the next slide, who can file for a patent? A startup, a small entity, a female applicant for fast application, or India as an ISA, IPA, and PCT, department of the government and other government establishment, an agreement between Indian Patent Office and foreign patent office. So you can see what do you mean by expedited examination. Basically, whenever you want to hasten the process of grant or hasten the process of getting your innovation in just in a month of six or less than a year, then we always go for an expedited examination process, wherein government university can be an applicant for expedited examination, or the person should be an male, or he should be or the person should be a small entity, or it can be a startup, or it can be an agreement between the Indian Patent Office and a foreign patent office. So in the next slide we can see the previous slide. The previous slide shows you a comprehensive way of the previous slide. Yes, the previous slide shows patent application, PCT convention, and ordinary application. Whenever you are filing in your own country, it is an ordinary application where complete specification you have to file with just a nominal price of 1600 rupees, and it is published after a period of 18 months. And if you file an expedited examination, it is granted within 6 or 9 months. Then subsequent examination report is generated, and the application is granted or rejected based on the novelty which is being presented to you. If your idea is a super novel idea, or it did not existed before your invention or before your idea, then it has a 99% of being granted. If it is a safe invention and falls within the domain of Indian Patent Act, or falls within the domain of other countries acts where you need to file it. So PCT is for international filing, and convention is also for international filing. We will not go into the details. For any details, you can contact me. So as we discussed, that it has to fall within the domain of Indian Patent Act. So whenever you are filing an application, it is screened by the government of India. If it is related to atomic energy, then it may not be published. And if it is referred to the DRDO for further investigations. So whenever we find that if it is not related to defense, and if it is not related to Atomic Energy Act, then your application has the whole guarantee of getting it granted into the process of patenting. Then examination is basically there are two kinds of examination which happens at the Indian Patent Office, which is a formal one or a technical one. The formal one is related to the formatting of the application, and the technical one is what can be patented, and it is viewed in the light of section 3. So there are list of objections which is created by the patent office. Then hearing takes place, and after you satisfy the examiner, it is either granted or it is refused. So technical examination is basically if we see the next slides, it is basically technical examination. The technical examination is basically we see whether there is a prototype or not, whether there is a drawing or not, if you have provided with that, or whether we see that it is novel or there are inventive steps to it or not. And we then whole database is checked for the existing and the new products. So basic timelines in if you want to make your innovation feasible, it may take 6 to 1 year, where the complete specification provisional to complete specification itself take a period of 12 months. Then the whole process of granting extends to a period of 48 months to another period of 1 year, where there is pre-grant opposition post grant oppositions, hearing submissions, then you may withdraw your application if it is not being feasible to you by the way of resources, or if it is not a novel one. So patenting is a matter of 2 year if you want in a real way, or if it is a new invention, it is if it has new inventive step, it is novel, it has got industrial application, then your invention is granted, and the timeline to set by it are a period of 48 months. A maximum in a period of 2 year you can get your patent granted, and you can materialize your innovation by the ways of patent grants. The next thing that can be materialized is in the form of designs. See, everything in every situation, for example, जब पहले के जमाने में लोग सिर्फ क्या करते थे, हवाई चप्पलें पहनते थे। अब क्या होता है कि हमारे पास हवाई चप्पलें नहीं होती हैं, हमारे पास वी हैव सो मेनी इनोवेटिव डिजाइनर शूज, designer footwears, that if we open the internet and we just write shoes, we have hundreds of designs for a single shoe word. This shows that how innovative we have become. Earlier we had just ambassador car, but now the cars have innovated their exteriors in such a way that we have n number of innovative designs in forms of cars. Also we have industrial designs. For example, in India, the Design Act was passed in 2001, and the rules was enacted in 2001, and the latest amendment was done in 2021. So designs means the feature of designs are the exterior appeal to a product. For example, if you are going to lab, I'm more specifically with the pharmacy ones who are sitting with me, we have beakers now. Now there are many practicals where we need joint beakers, so that the research is in a continuous process, or we want some filtration process to be automatic one. So there has been various changes in the pharmacy field also, at the lab level also, whereby just designing a new glassware can change the whole approach to a laboratory practical ways of doing the practical. So designs are basically the external approach, the uh, the external feature that is just solely by the eye, or it can be the features of a shape, configuration, pattern, ornament, or composition of lines or colors, whether they are in two-dimensional or three-dimensional, or in both forms by any industrial process or means. So whether manual, mechanical, or chemical, separate or combined, which in the finished article appeal to and are judged solely by the eye. So, but does not include any mode or principle. For example, you don't have to create something new, but you can just change the way it looks, the way it can be handled, the way it can be reshaped into a new form. So it is just a way of construction which is already in existence, or mere it is, and it can be a device, and it does not include a trademark, or it does not include the Trade and Merchandise Act of the country, but it can be a total external feature which is presented to our sensory organs. For example, how it can be felt by touch, how can it can be perceived by the eyes, how it can be taken in the ears. Then the definition is that article section 2A talks about the definitions of designs. Designs means an article which firstly which article can be made into design. Then article is a kind of an manufacture or any substance which can be artificial or particularly natural, or includes any part of article capable of being made or sold separately. Now, original means in relation to a design, means originating from the author of such design, and includes the cases which, though old in themselves, yet are new in their application. So, design of an article, you can see in the next slide what all new designs now we have with us, like We have sofas in our home. Earlier we had that wooden sofa. Now we have this new forms of sofas, or we can see the laboratory. We can see this round bottom flask. We can see the round bottom flask now had two openings and two conjoints with it. We have new forms of watches. We have new forms of bicycles, and now we have totally new designer masks with us, the new forms of machines we can see. So these are all the innovative designs that are being presented to us. This the mere change in the design itself can make you an innovator. You don't need to dig so much hard into or think so much deeply to get to be an innovator. A very simple approach to looking into the a new way of looking into the things can also make you an innovator. For example, a cup set. A cup set is, what do we mean by set of articles? For example, you can see a cup set. There are these are the number of the articles which are generally having same characters, or they are to be sold together, all bearing the same design without any modification, or they are not altered by the character, but substantially to affect the identity of the people therein. So we can see how this, if you change the design of the whole cup set, you will become an innovator. So the design itself are a new, they bring us a new plethora of the opportunities which can turn ourselves into an entrepreneur. Now we can see the how designs of a necklace, how designs of a sofa set can change you or can make you an entrepreneur. Then how to go for a design filing. For example, we learned how to go for a patent filing, how to go for a design filing. We have electronic filing. The main office is at Indian Patent Office, Kolkata. However, we can file it from our own homes. The physical filings are done at the four offices. The DD is cut in the favor of controller of designs payable at Kolkata, and the whole process starts by filing it, then it is being examined, then registered, then published, and then post registration we can always we can get it granted. So requirements to file an ordinary application is that it starts with just 1,000 rupees. Design does not take much of your time. Design does not take much of your time. You can just invest 1,000 rupees to get it filed, and 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 a whole of 4,000 rupees to get it granted in your names. So you have to give your full address, full name, address, locality, priority date, priority registration date, signature, and all that. You have to provide all kind of drawing accompanied by the designs. Then you have, if you have hired any attorney, then you have to fill form 21, and then you have to fill form 24 if you are a startup or a small entity. So this is for design application. For more details, you can always contact me. For Indian small entity, we have Form 24, and for foreign small entity and startup with affidavit, we can file in Form 24, which just takes 1,000 rupees. How you can become innovator in 1,000 rupees? This is the whole magical idea of Indian Patent Office, that in India, with just 1,000 rupees and 4,000 rupees, you can change your life and you can become innovator. Now see, for example, this is a kind of a design application. In the next slide, we can see this is a teapot with a strainer. Earlier we had teapot without strainers, so we had to take the strainer externally. We had to take separate tree strainer. The novelty resides in the shape and configuration of the teapot as illustration. No claim is made by virtue of this registration in respect of any mechanical, we can see, or other action of any mechanism whatever, or in respect of any mode or principle of construction of the article. No claim is made by virtue of this registration to any right to the exclusive use of the words, letters, numbers, or trademarks appearing in the representation. So we can see the signature of the applicant or agent, name of the signatory we can see in the bottom. We have the date, the total sheet we have that has been used, sheet number, and the drawing of the perspective view of the teapot. We have to provide 7 views of the product. Then this is in the next slide, how the design certificate is generated to the inventor. The duplicate is being provided here. Then publication becomes, this is our publication. All registered designs are published in Patent Office Journal. Particulars of the registered design are published along with one or more best views of the representation. Then we can see in the design, in the next slide, we can see the title is a chest compression device for first aid. The design number is 278450. It is a medical device innovation. Nothing has been changed, just the design of the whole device has been changed. This was a design which was published in the Patent Office Journal, and along with more views of representation. This belongs to class 24-4, and it was filed by KL University, Guntur, for all Indian nationals, and the date of registration was 16/12/2015. So we can see that a simple device has made them innovator. Now this will be used in various parts of the country for chest compression, and being made to us available in just 1,000 rupees. So showing how innovation is protected, you get it registered in your name, you have your registration number, and this may deter potential infringer and help in legal action. For example, if you have created this machine, it is in the name of Mr. J. Manikumar, Mr. J. Yedu Kondlu, and Dr. A. Srinath. So whenever you have to use it for your own use also in your hospitals or in your institutes, you have to take the permission of the innovator. So important timelines for ordinary application. So the reply to first examination report, which is filed for design, is filed within 16 months from the date of filing of application. So within a period of 9 months or so, your design is granted. The 6 months is extendable to a period of 3 months, and the design is granted for a period of 10 months, and which is again extendable period for a 5 years, and request for renewal to be filed within 10 years. Request for restoration of lapsed design to be filed within 1 year from the date of cessation. Now, the next way of becoming innovator is our trademarks. We can see in the next slide the trademarks. Now, what do we mean by trademarks? The trademarks are words or names or symbols or a device or in combination thereof, where you can identify and distinguish the source of the good or the services of one trade from those of others. For example, we have Darjeeling tea, the trademark. It is a geographical indication and had become trademark also. For example, we have Patanjali, or we have Airtel Sign. How do you differentiate between two communication companies or electronics and communication companies? Where we can see, yes, the common trademarks you can see, we have Google, we have Naukri.com, we have now we have McDonald's, we have Coca-Cola, we have Adidas. Then trademarks, trade names, collective marks, certification marks, tagline, shapes, sounds, and all. So this is the subject matter of trademark, where by you can see a example how trademark can differentiate and how it can produce an identity to a particular product. So a good trademark which is having a distinctiveness and inherent distinctiveness, or it can be acquired. It should not be deceptively similar. It should be honesty in its adoption, and then it should not be similar to the already existing mark, and it is advisable to have a search conducted before and evaluated before to avoid any kind of litigations or any kind of cases in the coming future. Now, how to indicate your trademark? How to indicate your trademark: registered, unregistered, or application pending. See, whenever we are in the process of filing a trademark and we are still not registered, then there is a mark on the product. We can see on various products there is a mark on the product TM, which indicates that the product is not yet registered. It is in the process of getting registered. And whenever a product is having a mark of R on its name, that means the product has been registered and the product is now has become a trademark. Nobody can use it particular trademark without the permission of the registered owner or registered user. So a trademark registered is optional, but it is always advisable to be on the safer side, on the advantageous side. Registration is available at the national, regional, or international level. Initially registered for 10 years, can be further renewed indefinitely for a time of a period. In case of non-use, non-renewal, or non-policing, trademark rights are lost if you are not using it, or you are not renewing it, or if you are not using it, then the trademark rights are lost. Then the existing trademark registered is governed by the Trademarks Act 1999 and the Trademark Rules 2017. Then we will come to the very famous way of the this has made the whole film industry and an innovative industry, and the famous one and the most commercial one is the copyrights. The copyrights are basically the bundle of rights or an automatic right, the exclusive right given to a creator of original work of authorship. Now we see the new films, the new lyrics, the new instruments, the new songs, the new way of presenting, the new cinematographic techniques, how they have changed our whole life. Whenever we go to theater, we enjoy, we relish the film because the cinematographic world has changed our way of looking into the for example, we listen to the new songs to get ourselves relaxed, or we listen to the new bhajans, or we have these new sounds presented to us by way of songs. So allow this allow the owner, this is a kind of an exclusive right which is being presented to us by way of copyrights. How copyrights can make you innovator? Suppose you are a good poet, or if suppose you are or you are a shire, or you make good lines of poetries, or you make stories. So how story can make you innovator? You can publish your own storybooks, or you can publish your own poems on internet, on digital, or in a hard copy by way of publications. So you have become the owner of your creativity. You choose the ways how copyright has been available to the public. Now prevent unauthorized copying or reproduction. Now section 2I defines works, and section 13 of the copyright 1957 provides for the works in which the copyright subsists. So copyright is basically your originality, how you fix it, and the minimum modicum of creativity that is required your copyright to be uh, granted, or criteria for the work to be copyrighted. So in the next slide we can see what are the features of Copyright Act 1957, where you have the provisions related to getting the copyright registered. For example, if you are more particular to engineering and pharmacy students, let's suppose there is a mechanism of drug acting in the body, or there is a mechanism of a machine, how it functions. So we can present that mechanism of action in a new way and getting it published in the books. So this kind of copyright is the latest trend in the field of engineering and pharmacy books, where the people are presenting a new way of diagrams and new way of mechanisms which is available in the market in theoretical form. Now they are converting that into a design, into a drawing, or a flow chart, or a PowerPoint presentation, where you can change the whole way of educating the students by the way of pictures, diagrams, or animations. Now even in pharmacy and engineering field, the mechanism of action of the machine, how it functions, what is the principle of the working of the machine, the construction of the machine, it is now being presented in the form of animations. So these animations are now become the original product, or we can see the abundant copyright abundant YouTube videos, which from where we can learn how to operate a machine in the form of animations or in the form of videos, So these are also the where you upload a YouTube channel of yourself, then you also become a copyright owner of that particular YouTube channel. So how you can, and then you license it to a bigger company, then you can by compulsory licensing or statutory licensing, then provisions related to the owner of the copyright we can refer to the various acts in the copyright. So in the next slide, we can see provisions related to broadcasting rights and performance rights, provisions related to infringement and remedies arrested. We can see that subject matter of copyright is the literary work, the artistic work, dramatics work, and then the cinematographic films, the musical work. So this is the way of, this is how you have to this is how you can see how copyright can make you an innovator. For example, if you choreograph a dance and you make a video and you upload it, or you that particular choreography becomes a choreography of a very famous feature film, then you in a fraction of time or over a period of months you become a famous person, just because your dance steps becomes the hook steps of the future dance parties, or you have written your own books, or you have made your sound recordings, or you have made YouTube channels, or you have made a new song, or you have made a new film. That makes you a owner of your copyright acts. So who are all the authors of the work? Let's suppose if you have made a literature of or a dramatic work, then you become author. Then you if you become if you have created a musical work, then you are a musical composer. If you are a photographer, then you become an artist. If you other than photography, then you are a proper photographer in case of cameras. If you have artistic work other than a photograph, then you become artist. For example, if you are clay modeler, or if you are a painter, in that case. And then a cinematographic film or a sound recording, then you become producer. And if you are a literary, dramatic, musical, or artistic work which is computer generated or AI generated, the person who caused the work to be done becomes the creator. So the right of authors of copyright work is copyright, economic rights, moral rights. Then the transferable rights may be assigned to the owners for a sum of money or a royalty depending on the proposed usage of the work. These are the economic rights. And the copyright gives you, the innovators, the authors, two rights: the economic rights and the moral rights. The economic rights are transferable one by exchange of money, and moral rights are not transferable, they remain with the original author. Now how copyright give you economic rights? What can you earn from that? You can prevent other self for making the copies of your work, and you can reproduce your work in n number of forms. You can disseminate your physical copies, you can rent it out, you can adapt, translate your own work, you can bring a new compilation of your work, you can make a cinema or a sign recordings, relaying of work by distant or interactive communication means. Right to perform the work in public. Now you have to perform the work in public. Okay. So copyright also enables you or gives you right, which now you can perform the whole thing in public. Now scope of moral right, it is that it is right against distortion. If you're the right or object to the work being distorted or used in context that is prejudicial to the honor and reputation of the author, in that case the moral rights are extended. Suppose somebody destroys your work, or it is prejudicial to whatever you have created, or brings disrepute to your work. The author can oppose the distortion of the work in such a way that its cultural or artistic integrity is adversely affected. Then these are the right against the distortion. The author can object it, and if it is also affecting the recognition of the author, then the author can claim its recognition, authorship, and the right to have the author's name mentioned wherever the work is being reproduced. Then also the copyright is being affected. The term of protection: whenever you are making a film or a cinematographic, you become an innovator for 60 years from the date of publication. Broadcast reproduction rights 25 years from the year following the year of broadcast. Performance right 50 years from the year following the year in which performance is made. Now, application procedure is that Form 16 has to be filed. Every applicant can file in the copyright office by the person, or by being in person, or by post, or by e-filing facility. It is made in the form of DD or by the payment gateways payable at IPO. Then in just 500 rupees, we can say in the next slide, where the prescribed fees in copyright in just 500 rupees, you can become an innovator, author, or the owner of your own work. And or if you have made your if you have scripted your own book, or you have made your own drawings, or you have made something which is not presented in a manner that you have presented, then you become the artist of that particular goods and services. And then 2000 rupees for that you get for if you are an artist. If you are a sound recorder, if you have made some sound recordings, then 2000 rupees for individual filing. And then cinematographic film, if you want to get that film in your name, then 5000 rupees for a filmmaker. So we can see how a person, if literary means, if you are in poems, if you are a storyteller, if you are a story maker, if you are writing a book, if you are creating a drama scripting, or if you are doing paintings, or if you want to make a musical composition, then in that case examination procedure, we can see when you file the copyright formality, the checks are to be done, the waiting period where you have to wait for examination, then it is scrutinized, then it is approved by the deputy registrar. Then if there is any discrepancy, the letter is issued to the applicant, and then application is either abandoned or approved. If the discrepancy is removed, then it is approved by the registrar, or there may be a hearing process before the registrar if any two people are fighting over the authorship. And finally, if everything gets solved, then it is approved. Now we have the next, and it is, I think it is the less talked about innovation in our country, that is SICLD, that is semiconductor integrated circuit layout design. The foremost example of SICLD is your own sim, where you can see, if you change the slide, we can see the semiconductors integrated circuit layout design is more suitable to the sims that we use in our phones, or we have the Intel processor, the chip that we use in our laptops. This is the least talked about innovation, but this innovation, the least talked about innovation, is the major innovation that has been done, and which has changed our life. For example, we have this Intel premium chip, which processor starting from Intel 1 to now we have Intel 10, and the smart and the supercomputers now we have. So semiconductor integrated circuit is the product which is having transistors or other circuitry elements. This is more particular to the people who are doing electronics and communication. They may understand in a more broader way. Inseparably formed or inside a semiconductor or an insulating material designed to perform an electronic circuitry function. Now the design is a means a layout, transistors and other circuitry elements includes lead wires connecting such elements and expressed in a manner in SICs. Now the semiconductor integrated circuit layout designs registry, Delhi is the office where the applications on the layout designs are filled for registration of created IPR, and it is an important aspect for IPR protection, where the innovator can create his own circuitry design and get it registered in his name. It can be an electronic gadget, or it can be a computer, it can be a laptop, it can be a mobile phone SIM, and it is granted for a period of 10 years from the date of filing of the application, or first commercial exploitation, whichever is earlier. Please mark that apart from filing, if you have commercialized your SICLD, from that day also you get it registered, whichever is earlier. So the process of SICLD, we have form 1, and then the filing starts. at the SICLD registry office, then communication of objections, and the registration may remove it or may accept it. The accepted applications shall be advertised within 14 days of acceptance. If any oppositions are there, then it can be removed within 3 months from the date of the advertisement, and the certificate is issued to the innovator. See, the filing fees of application for the registration of layouts of the design in the form of drawings or photographs or digital photography, then 5,000 rupees, and notice of oppositions 500 rupees. If you are making a counter statement, then 500 rupees. Notice of intention to attend hearing, it is 500 rupees. Then request for clerical error for amendment 300 rupees. Then application for review of registrar's decision. If the registrar is thinking that the decision has to be taken by the registrar himself, then he will take you will have to give him 1500 rupees so that he can take the decision. An application for extension of time for giving notice of opposition, 500 rupees. Then notice for cancellation of registration of a layout design or a assignment or transmission relating here to. Then we can see how SICLD looks like. Here we can see in the slide the various parts associated with, and the detecting machine which is projected onto the hands, where we in the form of medical devices also. Now the next form of innovation, which is not limited to individuals but to the group of people. Innovation are basically a way of new thinking or solving a problem in a new way. So it cannot be limited to one person. When more than one person sit together and find problem for a situation, then the whole scenario changes. And in a country where communities are the more important than an individual, we have geographical indications which provides and enables communities to think in a common way and to provide innovative solutions uh, which is posed to them. For example, we can see the famous geographical indications presented to us, or you can say they are already present with us, but we have to find them to unite ourselves in a form of community, where you can see in the next slide Venkatgiri sarees, Nilgiri tea, then we have Bobili Veena, then Venkatgiri handlooms, then we have Makrana marbles, Narayan Pet handloom sarees, Madurai Malli, Darjeelings. So we can see how India and the community residing therein, they have developed their own product, which has become a mark of their community, where individual have come together to form a community where their products represents the whole community. Like we have Bastar Dhokra India, we have Darjeeling tea, we have Narayanpet handloom sarees, Madurai Malli, Makrana marbles. These are some of the example. In the next slide, we can see how Darjeeling in visualizes the tea estate, or you can see the whole farm of the tea. We can see in the next slide, which is given to us by CPAM. These kind of Makrana marbles, which is product, this has been taken by CPAM. This product is the Makrana marble. The Makrana marble was used in the formation of Taj Mahal, which is still being used today in the construction of households. We have Ratlami Safe, we have Kanjipuram sarees from Tamil Nadu, and from Darjeeling tea. Then we have Katmutlis of Rajasthan, bark prints of Madhya Pradesh, then Bengal Pattachitra, Varli painting, Charial paintings. We have so many examples. In fact, in our nature, nothing is done by an individual. It is always a collective effort, which we see in the form of agriculture and their agricultural products. So geographical indications has broadened the scope of innovation in the forms of natural products being presented to us in the forms of fruits, or in the forms of plants, or in the forms of various medicines that we have today with us in the forms of herbs. In the next slide, we can see the Maghai Pan, the Shahi Lychee of Bihar, the Coorg orange, the Apamidi mango, the Kashmir saffron. These were the pictures which is given by the GI registry office courtesy, we can see. So this is another way of innovating the whole population by working in a collective way. Now the next important thing is the trade secret. Now the trade secrets are the unexplored yet the most you can see talked about innovative ways to protect your innovations and to bring a quest in the mind of people. What can be the secret behind this product, or what can be the secret behind the technology? Now trade secrets, what do we mean by trade secrets? The innovations which you have created, it can be a formula, it can be a pattern, it can be a physical device, it can be an idea or a process or compilation of information which is not generally known to common man, but for doing a business it can obtain an economic advantage over competitors or customers by becoming a secret, by making it a secret. So now what are the example of potential trade secrets? Now we can see here, for example, recipes, the recipes of a drink, the recipes of a food, the recipes of the marketing strategies behind making the product successful, manufacturing techniques, computer algorithms, uh, an application for which you have not filed a patent but you don't want to disclose your invention but you want to remain it a secret, you can find another way of filing a file, getting it registered by way of trade secrets. For example, a formula for a sports drink or a food recipe. So now what you can't protect when you do something uh, in community or when you're doing with a team, then you can't protect that particular invention. Yes, this is excluded from which what are not protected under trade secrets. The clean room, the clean room is basically a room in which a team of engineers, designers or researchers work together for a specific purpose. Everything is documented, and that clean room itself is an evidence to prove that the information which is identical to some other state secret has derived through team efforts. It also ensures that the information was not copied, theft or gained through any other improper means. So this you can't get a trade secret if you have worked in team. Now, what are the ways to get a trade secret? Confidentiality agreements, non-disclosure agreement. The important elements included in the written confidential agreements and non-disclosure agreements are ownership of inventions, non-disclosure provisions, non-solicitation provisions, non-competition provisions. These are the kind of important elements which you have to fulfill when you are filing an NDA agreement. By the 22nd Law Commission of India issued a report titled called Trade Secrets and Economic Espionage LCR on March 5, 2024 to recommend a new legal framework to educate claims related to disclosure of trade secrets and the key provisions. So in the March itself, we have framework the new legal framework to deal with the trade secrets and the key provisions to it. In India, the extant system of trade secret protection relies on the principle of equity, common law actions of breach of confidence, and inter partes contractual obligations. Earlier, we had Indian Contract Act 1872, and then we had Specific Relief Act 1963. Then the remedies to trade secret disclosure is that criminal liability in case of theft or the various wrong means of obtaining the secrets, criminal breach of trust or cheating may arise under the provision of Indian Penal Code 1960 and Bharatiya Nyaya Sanhita 2023 after it came into force on July 1, 2024. Where theft or removal of electronic records is involved in relation to computer related offenses, the Information Technology Act 2000 may also come into play. So we can see IP everywhere. I hope I have satisfied the innovation quest of BAMU, how you can become innovator and how we can change our lives by a simple step of investing 1,000 to 2,000 rupees and getting in granted in our names. When we are in university, we can change the slide. We can see the patents are for a period of 20-year term, design for a 15-year term extendable, trademark for 10 years, GI for 10 years, copyright for 60 years. And then we can see what are the various career opportunities, how can we get benefited from it. Career opportunities are that examiner, you can become a government job person, you can become examiner of patent and designs, you can also become examiner of trademark and GIs, you can become examiner of copyrights. Then apart from that, if you want to practice your own self, then you can become patent agent by qualifying the exam. It is being held by Indian Patent Office every year or in a year or two. Then you can become a trademark agent, you can become a junior research fellow, senior research fellow in patent facilitated centers, or you can become a lawyer to file patent litigation and other opportunities in the private sector. If with the permission of Mr. Ranjan sir, we can have a quiz here. The quiz is for everybody. Please participate. We have please next slide. हाँ, अभी आप लोगों के सामने हमने एक jumble words, we have used the jumble words where the famous trademarks have been written, but they are not easily available to your eyesight. Now, can you please figure out the various trademarks from these jumble of words? Anybody? The famous trademarks.
Ma'am, Amul.
Amul at the top, and then
Ma'am, Horlicks.
Horlicks or
Tata.
yes. So I can think that we have intelligent people here. Please change the slide. The answers are provided in the next slide.
Mahindra.
Adidas.
Mahindra.
Cadbury, we have Pepsi.
Madam, Adidas.
Yes, it is available. Yes. Adidas.
Bata.
Who find? Yeah, we can see your answers are correct.
Babul Bata.
Then Dettol is there, Amul is there. So we can see that these are the, see how trademark has a very good impact on our memory. Whenever we see Amul, what are the things that come into our mind? We have milk, we have ghee, and we have paneer. So Amul now has become a famous trademark in the terms of dairy industry. In the next quiz, in the next slide, we have to correlate the IPs. Means we have to identify the intellectual property, the innovation, the type of innovation. First is Mona Lisa painting. Which kind of innovation it is? If you have made a painting, which kind of innovator you become? Which kind of innovator? Whether you get patent or whether you get copyright?
Copyright.
Yes, copyright. And there is sculpture next to Mona Lisa sculpture.
Patent.
Sculpture may you become the author. You get a copyright for the sculpture. This is a sculpture.
Copyright, ma'am.
Copyright as well as design.
Yeah, design.
Design and copyright. Design, ma'am.
Yes. And in the laptop, you can see we have n number of, we have trademarks, we have patents, we have copyrights. In Coca-Cola, which kind of
Design.
Design and
Design as well as trademark.
Copyright.
Design and trademark.
And
Trademark.
Trademark.
And trade secret also.
Yes, ma'am.
It is amazing to know that Coca-Cola falls under the domain of trade secrets also. and Bisleri is trademark. So we will have next question. Which type of intellectual property protects the painting painted by the artists? If you have made a painting by the artist, then which kind of protection you get?
Design.
Design.
Copyright.
Copyright you get.
Copyright.
Copyright, correct. And if you are a fashion designer,
Design.
correct. Design and copyright both.
Okay, ma'am.
And what protects the advanced disc brake for the bike developed by the inventor? If you have developed a disc brake, then it is a
Patent.
Patent.
that is a patent. Yes, for engineering people can easily. Which of this is a geographical indication?
Nagpur Orange.
Nagpur. What does a trademark protect?
BMW. PlayStation.
That is not a geographical indication.
Trademark protection.
What does a trademark protect?
Logos, names, and brands.
Correct.
Madam, ISO.
And for how long a patent lasts?
20 years,
20 years.
madam. 20 years, madam.
If you write an original story, if you have written your own story, your own poem, you can make and sell copies of your copyright. If you are a cricketer and
copyright,
you
madam.
if you want to sell your own range of clothes and you are a cricketer, which kind of copyright it will be? If you are a cricketer,
Trademark.
It will be a trademark also. Yes, right. Trademark, and it can be it will be a trademark. Correct. It can be a design also. Range of clothes. Range of clothes can be design, and it can be a combination of design and trademark. Yes. If a company develops a new technology and improvises its main product, what type of intellectual property it would be?
स्मृति जी,
Patent.
स्मृति जी,
Yes.
आई रिक्वेस्ट यू कि थोड़ा सा हम लोग कंक्लूड करेंगे थोड़ा जल्दी.
Thank you. We are finished with it, and I hope the innovators of BAMU must be thinking that how we should now proceed for getting our ideas materialized into an innovation by filing just 1,600 rupees and 1,000 rupees for a design. A simple design can make you an innovator, or you can design your own glasswares.
And I just want to inform to all the participants that Madam Smriti Singh is also empaneled as our mentor and the facilitator for filing patents for our startups. So if any of the participant wishes to file out some patents, trademark or IP regime properties, they will contact us and we will share the details of Smriti Madam to all.
Thank you, Ranjan sir, for sharing this particular idea of making a professor. Yes, 1,000 rupees investment can convert a professor into an innovator. And since you have laboratories also and facilities, resources.
ठीक है, thank you Smriti ji for giving your time and I also thank all the participants who have very patiently they listen, and I hope they will get a good insights from the whole learning. And as a CEO of the center, I will be looking only for the innovations part, that some of our participants, at least 10% of our participants may enter in this startup and innovation domain by filing some IPs or starting their startup companies. So I thank Smriti ji for putting down her whole experience and time for us. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, sir.
सर अटेंडेंस बाकी 17 नंबर थोड़ा लेट हो सर
तो स्मृति मैम, अब हम लोग नेक्स्ट वाले सेशन में चलते हैं अभी।
जी बिल्कुल।
जी, तो इफ यू वांट टू लीव, आप लीव कर सकते हैं।
ओके।
Just to,
Okay.
yes, roll number 18, you are the co-host in Zoom meeting. So you can handle it all the कोई participant का mic open रहता है तो आपको उसको mute करना है. You can your responsibility.
Yes,
Oh,
yes, sir. Yes.
yeah.
Amol ji, who will be means reading
Yeah, so roll number one has you can do. So roll number two, yes, you can roll number two.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, you can introduce next resource person. Okay, so I request to all participants, जिसे के माइक खुले म्यूट कीजिए.
मुझे बुलाया।
Okay, so roll number two, Bashir sir,
Speaking.
you can introduce Sunny Agrawal sir.
Afternoon, everyone. Dr. Sunny Agrawal is an educator, innovation, evangelist, engineer, idea coach, author, and mentor, presently working as a chief executive officer at Atal Community Innovation Center, Chaitanya Bharati Institute of Technology, ICICI CBIT, Hyderabad, which is supported by Atal Innovation Mission under NITI Ayogya. Government of India, he brings a unique experience of managing early stage venture and startup that address problems of semi-urban and rural India to create an entrepreneurial ecosystem. He has done integrate MTech in water engineering and management from Central University of Jharkhand and PhD from Civil Engineering Department KL deemed to University. He has qualified the graduate aptitude test in engineering, means GATE, in civil engineering. He has published 32 research articles in various renowned journals, conferences, and written 3 books. He has guided number of students in their project work and has expertise conducting workshops, seminars, webinars, and sessions on design. Thank you, sir. All these sessions are enormously. You have to request your session is to start. Thank you. Thank you.
Thanks a lot, Dr. Sayed. Now, what I suggest that immediately one session we have ended, so at least we can give 5 minutes of break, at least, so that participant can get some sort of consciousness. Immediately 12:45 we will start, and at my scheduled time 1:30 I will end, if it is possible. Okay. Yeah.
Okay, sir.
Yeah,
Just
okay.
5 minutes for the
Okay.
participants.
Okay, okay. So participant, you cannot leave this meeting. You can stay here. You can
Yeah.
uh, tea break as of 5 minutes. You can fresh up and then start next session.
Can we log out?
No, no, sir. You can stay here. Okay. You cannot sign out.
Sir, attendance missing, sir.
मैं attendance count कर लेता हूँ sir. Don't worry. Okay. You can rename themselves as a roll number wise. So I will count your attendance.
Thank you, sir.
Just I wanted to confirm that my screen is visible,
Yeah,
right?
sir. Your our screen are clearly visible.
Uh, so, participants, we have Dr. Sunny Agrawal with us. So, Amolji, we will be starting.
सर ऋषभ पर्सन ने 5 मिनट का ब्रेक दिया तो उसके बाद स्टार्ट हो
Okay.
सर 5 मिनट का ब्रेक है सर
ठीक है, ठीक है.
Yeah. So, a very good afternoon to all of you present over here. I hope I am quite audible and we all are connected and get back. So, may I start the session?
सर मैंने पार्टिसिपेंट को म्यूट करके रखा वो चैट बॉक्स में ही डालेंगे क्योंकि डिस्टरबेंस करते हैं मीटिंग में
It's fine.
यू कैन
So, just I wanted to know the participants are from academic background, right? Is it so? Co-host, kindly let me know once, so I can start the session, right?
Yes, sir, you can start.
Yeah, yeah. Thank you. Thanks a lot. So today, as per the given topic, so I will be more discussing about how we can start a startup and how we can grow it and what is the major differentiation of the same. But before that, I thought to give 15 to 20 minutes basic insights about what is entrepreneurship, startup, and how it is very much different from business. Some basic concept we will touch. Then we will start. And in between, I have designed around 15 to 20 questionnaire also, which I will keep in chat box. So those will be multiple choice questions. All participants can revert to that. So dear all, we all have very often hearing this term like startup, entrepreneurship. Okay. So now we will try to understand like what are the qualities is required to become an entrepreneur. So here you can see in the left side of my screen, it is showing the anatomy of an entrepreneur. So you can say this is an hypothetical concept where we will consider an entrepreneur, for example, which is having ideas, innovative ideas to solve a particular problem. So its eyes will always look for opportunity. At the same time, its mouth will always share the vision. For example, our institute is also having our mission and vision goal statement. Similarly, any entrepreneur who is trying to solve a particular problem, he can share his vision. And at the same time, that person must open his ears to get feedback. That means he will be always be open to get critical feedback so that he or she can define its product and services which he has developed for a particular problem, and always be full of passion and desire to do some change. So this is the anatomy of an entrepreneur. In a more formal way, we can say it is the process of creating value. Entrepreneurship is by bringing together a unique combination of resources by exploiting an opportunity with a calculated risk. So basically, whenever we are trying to address certain problem, it always involves various risks. So with calculated risk and with available resources, we are trying to solve it. So any person who is having these skills or who will develop these skills, we can call it as an entrepreneur. Now, what is the role of an entrepreneur? We will discuss in detail. Before that, let us know what will be the benefits if we will develop our career as an entrepreneur. So first and foremost thing, like government, why it is supporting a lot nowadays through various academic institutions as well as some corporate offices. You can see this culture of innovation, startup, entrepreneurship, because we can become a job creator. We can start bringing change in the society as well as we can contribute a lot. So here we will develop these skills, then we can solve a specific problem in a more scientific manner. First thing, we are trying to solve a particular problem. Now, what will be the benefits if we will become an entrepreneur? So first and foremost thing, we will become quite independent, like we can become a boss of our own. We can take decisions and we can also become boss of others. We can provide employment opportunities so many people can work under your umbrella, and you can definitely contribute to country's economy, creating employment opportunities, and your innovative ideas and products can also come into the market, and it can be encouragement to the others. Okay, so these are some basic things which we are knowing how entrepreneurship is important and its benefit. Now, very common term which we are using, startup. And also previously, most of the people we were also hearing about is business. So now let us try to understand how a startup is different from business and how entrepreneurs are creating this startup ecosystem in the country. So a startup is a young company. Young company means which is being newly formed. So it may be founded by one or more entrepreneurs, which we are calling it as directors of that particular company, to develop a unique product or service. So we are observing so many things happening in our society environment. Now suppose some innovator is coming up with some innovative solution to tackle those problems. So what he or she is doing, developing certain product, for example, prototype, then product, and then sometimes also they are developing some services to solve that particular problem. So those activities we are performing by opening a newly company by those innovators, which we call it as a startup. Now, Government of India is also recognizing startup by DPIIT registration number given to a startup, and there are various form of you can say benefit and tax relaxation and so many other government tenders we can get when we are having those DPIIT registration. So first and foremost thing, you people have to develop these qualities, and then you have to try to solve a particular problem by developing some product and service. And then you can form a company, which we can call it as a startup, having which has potential to scale, technology driven, at the same time, which will solve some unique problem, novel. Now, okay, let us discuss something more about like these startups, how these are sorry, these are different from some small businesses, or we can say traditional businesses. So startups are more technology driven, as I told, and which has more potential to scale. And for a business, we don't need a big market to grow into. You just need a market, and you need to be able to reach and serve all those within your market in a very efficient manner. So here we can say businesses are sometimes very less risky as compared to a startup, because in startup always we are trying to do something very unique, novel. So it involves lots of risk, threats. But if it works, then we can get lots of revenue from them also, from that also. Now, in this tabular form, I thought to keep both in a comparative way. Like in a small business, these are permanently established, while in startups, these are incredibly risky. Now, for a business model, a successful business model which are existing, which will be adaptable by a particular business. So today, if time permits, we will also see about what is lean model canvas and business model canvas to understand this in more detailed way. Now, startups will always search for some unique and profitable business model, something very different to make revenue. For example, this Bharat Pay when came into picture, it has created a payment gateway. Okay, so they were not taking something from the users. So they have created some different source of revenue. So that may be a profitable business model in a long run. Now, small businesses, they have long-term potential for success, but some startups sometimes they are temporary in nature. Now, small businesses, we can say these are using very small and very traditional methods, and it involves less risk, while startups are extremely innovative. So these are some salient points to differentiate a business or a startup. Now, very common thing like how we will nurture our innovative ideas. We need some support. For example, student, they are coming in contact with teachers, otherwise some facilitators, professors when they are studying in colleges and universities. Similarly, if we have some innovative ideas, so how we can incubate that idea? So incubator is a platform where this startup idea can be grown. It will be nurtured by providing suitable platform, resources, and sometimes funding opportunities also. As well as incubator will also help in getting connect with some mentors who can guide in their journey to develop their product and services. So just I'm trying to cover some salient points starting, then we will jump in those things like how we can scale it. Now, accelerator and mentor. So accelerator, you can say it is an advanced level of startup support system, we can say. So startup accelerator is an organization that offers mentorship, capital, that is funding, and connection to investors and business partners. So suppose someone is having innovative ideas. So that particular idea can be given under pre-incubation program. After getting more traction, we can support through some incubation program. And again, if some that startup is started generating revenue, we have to do some scale up task. Then we can provide a accelerator connect. For example, nowadays from Meaty Startup Hub, as I remember, they are going to run a accelerator program. In that, they will provide funding opportunities to innovators. So 30 to 40 lakhs each startup can get from them, and matching contribution they will also suggest incubators to get from some non-governmental source to accelerate their progress. So that is a type of accelerator cohort which is existing in India. Similarly, there are various other accelerators which are helping innovator. Now, mentors are just to guide, okay, by sharing their knowledge and context harvested through years of experience. For example, as a mentor, I may have different connects. Those connects can help you. So now these basic things we have covered. Then we will discuss about like how to grow a startup and what does it mean scaling. So now we are in a place where we know about what is entrepreneurship, who are entrepreneurs, what is startup, and how it is different from business. These all concepts we have covered, and we are very much familiar about what is the importance and benefits of startup. Now, how to grow your startup? Suppose startup again, it means now you are in a position that you have registered your company, maybe private limited. You got your DPIT registered. You have few directors in your company. You are doing some business. You are generating some revenue, but you are not trying to. 1 second. Yeah, thank you. But you are not trying. You are not able to reach to a level where you are planning. So here, this accelerators will come into picture. So many startups will fail due to premature or improper scaling. Okay, so we have to plan it very meticulously in a right manner. We have to do lots of due diligence that we are in that particular zone to scale or not. So scaling helps in sustainable growth, sustainable development. All of us are aware because most of them are from academic background. You people are aware about what is sustainable development. Similarly, profitability as well as success. So learning when and how to scale is crucial for founders. So who are founders? Founders are entrepreneurs who have set up this all startup. Now, what does it mean by growth and scaling? So these terms are very much commonly used in this startup ecosystem. So basically, a growth means revenue and cost increase at the same rate. Okay, something which is growing, we can say linearly, but it will not happen. So it will form a sinusoidal curve which is having coefficient with some inclination. So revenue and cost increase at the same rate, we can call it as a growth. But in scaling, what we are doing, revenue growth exponentially. Okay, in the power of n, we can say. So one is arithmetic progression. Here you can say like simply we can compare it like simple interest and compound interest. So here cost remain controlled. Now we can set few examples to understand this in more detailed way. What does it mean, growth and scaling of a startup? So for example, growth. So growth is majorly focusing on revenue and cost. So here hiring suppose 10 salesperson to boost revenue. That can be considered as a growth. Now scaling, for example, if you want to scale. So scale, you can understand suppose some particular problem which you are trying to solve by developing some product or service in a particular area. Suppose in a district level you are keeping certain product. Now scaling means suppose country level you are trying to do something, or suppose at state level. So suppose using AI to automate sales and increase revenue without high cost, something which is technology driven. If you are doing, then this scaling will come into picture. Sometimes more resources are required. So sometimes scaling will also involve lots of funding opportunities. So next thing, when should you scale? So what are the signs your startup is ready? So first and important thing is if you are getting consistent revenue, okay, each quarterly you are getting some consistent revenue growth, then this is one of the signal. Strong product market fit. For example, many things we are thinking that we have developed, which is really required for the market. Okay, but if it is not exactly fitting into that, then we are not ready for that startup to scale. At the same time, the scalable business model we have to also check, and high customer retention and demand. Suppose what is the repeat order of a particular product which I have developed, whether customers are again coming and asking for the same or not. Those things we have to check before we are trying to do any scale up task. Some red flags like some checklists. Suppose if you will do premature scaling, then what will happen? High churn rate will happen. So whenever we are doing scaling, generally we are trying to expand the thing. So lots of resources we are keeping in that. So sometimes what will happen? We may lose some of our valuable resources like cash burn with no ROI, return of interest. Weak team structure. Sometimes people are doing lots of branding, marketing of any specific product and services. Okay, but it is not you can say product market fit. Then it will cause only resources to be wasted. So now the next thing is like how we can scale successfully. So first and very basic concept of scaling requires like how we can strengthen our core businesses. Okay, so core businesses we will understand much detail when I will discuss about business model canvas in some subsequent slides, and expand market and customer base, our customer segment. Okay, so as customer segment, how we are increasing, leveraging the technology and automation. So nowadays AI is coming into picture. So how we can automate it, financial planning, fundraising. So funding plays a very crucial role for a startup. So for example, at starting we may get some seed fund, some form of grant. So there are various funding opportunities from MITI Startup Hub, Startup India, and some of incubation centers also they have seed fund. So that is for initial level. And later on, suppose we may need some funding from some micro VC, venture capitalists, some sort of angel investor funding also. So those funding will come into picture when we are also diluting our equity. Sometimes funding will be in the form of compulsory convertible debentures. Some fundings will be also in the form of debt, where we will pay some interest. So all planning we have to do it. Suppose we are taking some raising some fund, how we will utilize it. At the same time, branding and customer experience. So these are how we can scale successfully our startup. Now, some common scaling challenges and solutions. So what are the problems we are facing? So suppose most important thing we are knowing that definitely startup. Who will run this show? All entrepreneurs. So we need the right team, very much proactive as well as passionate people. So always we have to focus on leadership and culture fit. Some specific individuals may be performing in a particular part of a country quite well, but he or she may not be suitable in across the country. So we have to adjust at particular to that particular right team. Hiring is very important. Now, operational efficiency. How will we will automate the process using some standard operating procedure. So you can see in some big organizations, so defined roles and responsibilities we are providing to our team members. Some standard operating procedures, policy, guidelines, framework, architecture. We are working on that. Okay. Otherwise, the whole team will not know what we have to do exactly. Okay. And some team members will be overburdened. This is happening quite often. We must have observed everywhere. Now, financial risk. So financial risk involved that suppose we are taking some, we can say some funding opportunities, or suppose some debt we are taking. So what will be the consequences? At the same time, whenever we are going for this type of funding, so we have to go through some serious legal and financial due diligence, where they will check everything in detail of our company. For customer experience, you can create some customer relationship manager tools are there for their personalized benefits. So these are some commonly scaling challenges and related to that solution. Now, few case studies we can say like Airbnb. So they scaled very efficiently with community-driven growth mechanism. While we can say WeWork is a platform for those who are renting co-working spaces. So they expanded too fast without sustainable profitability. So that was a serious failure for them. So lesson what we can learn from them, we have to scale strategically, not just aggressively. Okay. So we have to checklist all the parameters which is mentioned before going for scale up. So now what are the actionable steps which is required for founders, entrepreneurs who are working in that particular startup? So analyze your current state. Okay. So you can do review, you can take some feedback from some expert, and then you can understand that is it the right time that we can go for scaling, and what are the inefficiencies before expanding. We all have to figure out, analyze everything in detail way. Strategic mechanism we have to follow for the same. Then we have to also take decisions with the help of some DSS, data support system. So based on some technological intervention, we can take some decision based on the data analytics. various tools are available these days. Then we will expand very smartly, right market and funding. Okay. And at the same time, we will build a strong team and culture. So these are some actionable steps for founders. Now, before we will continue further, I will take time to share a few questionnaires. You people can just try to answer. That will be multiple choice question. I will try to paste in the chat box. All of you, please, once check. Yeah. All of you can see the chat box. Or is it possible here we can create a poll? So participants, just see, I kept a question based on the topics which I discussed. What is the primary goal of entrepreneurship? 4 options I have given. You people can just give your right answers. It may be multiple also. Kindly note it down. So 20 MCQs I prepared, so which I have divided into 4 parts. So 4-5 MCQs we will take now. Good. So out of the 4 options, 2 options are very much suitable for this question. What is the primary goal of entrepreneurship? So what is the major thing? Maximizing profit, at the same time bringing together resources to exploit an opportunity with calculated risk. Okay. So B is more, you can say, prominent. Okay. Now, next question. Which of the following is not a benefit of becoming an entrepreneur? First option, being your own boss, creating employment opportunities, guaranteed financial success, flexible working hours. Yes, some people are saying D. How B? Creating employment opportunity. So kindly understand the question. Which of the following is not a benefit? Not a benefit of becoming an entrepreneur. Suppose you are becoming an entrepreneur. So you can become your boss, first thing. You can also create employment opportunities. You will have flexible working hours. So only one thing here, C. Guaranteed financial success. So this is not a benefit. Okay. Because here lots of risk is involved. Done? Now, please see the third question. How does a startup differ from a small business? Yeah, I can see everyone is writing it. So what is that? So how a startup differ from a small business? So a startup focuses on innovation and rapid scalability, while small businesses serve a specific market effectively or efficiently. Great. Next, fourth question, please see. What is the key difference between growth and scaling? Three options. So I suggest here two options are there. Hint. Which two points are more salient for this? So growth increases revenue at the same rate as cost, and scaling increases revenue while keeping costs low. These two options mostly people have opted, as I can see in the chat box. Now one more. So which of the following is a sign that a startup is ready to scale? Everyone has chosen A. Great. So consistent revenue growth is the parameter, right? Now, what will happen if a startup is scaling prematurely? Four options we have given. What is the bigger risk of premature scaling if we are not ready and we are trying to scale? So what will happen? Over expansion leading to financial instability. Great. Two more questions. So a startup should focus on scaling when? What is the major parameter? So product market fit, the C, option A. They have achieved product market fit. Someone has chosen B. How? So B is they have unstable revenue, but a great idea. So just imagine if we have a very innovative idea, okay, and we are not able to generate revenue, then this is a signal, or we can sign that we are not in a position to scale. Very simple. Now, which of the following is an effective scaling strategy? Just see, few strategy we have shared here. Automating process and optimizing operations. Great. So now again we will go to our previous slides. So now let us recollect what we have learned before we will see some other topics which is relevant. So now from very beginning we are knowing what is entrepreneurship, what is its importance and benefits, what is a startup, how it is different from small business, and what is the role of an incubator, accelerator, and mentor. We have discussed. Then the major concern thing was how we can grow our startup. So what is the difference between growth and scaling? When should you scale your startup, and common scaling challenges and solutions? Everything we have discussed. Now today, very one concept I thought to keep in one slide, which will help all innovators. And believe me, this can help in building any strategy. Okay. Even in our day-to-day life, suppose we are planning some of the event activities, anything. Okay. This concept will help, which is design thinking process. It is a five steps here, which we will follow in a sequential manner, in a chronological order. So suppose design thinking process, we can define like it is a strategy or a concept or solving a problem by keeping user in a center. So it is a user-centric problem-solving technique in a layman language, we can say. Now, what is the first step? First step is empathy. So in empathy, what we are doing, we are jumping into the shoes of a user or a person for whom we are trying to solve a problem. For example, suppose we have conducted an outreach event on a particular area where there is a serious problem of water and related waterborne diseases. So first we have to visit that particular area, we have to observe, we have to do one-on-one interaction. Then only we can draw some inferences, some conclusion. So first step is empathy. We have to just understand from the user point of view. Empathy. After understanding, what we will do, we will define. So problem definition is very important. Okay, suppose some person may have different perception, and due to that he or she may define a particular problem in a different way. It may happen sometime. So the wise way is how we will analyze the problem, and what is the basic concept we will draw is to identification, problem identification and analysis. So this is very crucial when we are defining a particular problem. Then only we will know about the what is the needs, what is the needs of the user. Third thing what we will do, so we are doing ideation. Ideation means like chinta manan. Okay, so we will do some brainstorming activity, we will do some evaluation, then we can generate some concept. Okay, this is the problem, like this we can solve it. We are doing some brainstorming activity which we call it as ideation. Then what we are doing, solve a particular problem, so we are developing a product or generally a service. So before developing a final product, we are going for a prototype. So first thing is prototype, which is a paper based model, and then we are making a prototype, raw version of a product. Why? Because it is very much quick and it is inexpensive. Less cost is involved. Nowadays, so many computer tools we are doing. So computer aided designs and this modeling also we are doing. Like in civil engineering, we are doing hydrological modeling, hydraulic modeling. So why? We are trying to test it. We are creating various type of scenarios and then we are comparing it. So we can draw some models. And last what we will do, we will do testing. Testing means we will take feedback and we want to validate it by showing that solution to the user. Now, this all steps we will take one after another, but it is not always possible that meticulously we will take this and result will come. So, what we will do, again we will do iteration. This third step, fourth step and fifth step is again iterative in nature until we will get our desirable level of confidence level of solution for a particular problem. So this is about design thinking process which we can use anywhere. This was very crucial, I thought. That's why I kept in only one slide. Now, we have covered many things like what is scaling, growth, startup. Okay. So now, suppose initial ideas we are having. How we will nurture our ideas. Okay. How we can give wings to our ideas. So it involves, if we are very much proactively participating in some event and activities. So what will happen? First thing, we will get recognition, good name, fame. At the same time, some cash award, some recognition, some form of grants. These all we can say at initial days we can take for early level. So suppose ideathons. So ideathons are a specific type of event similar to hackathon where a given problem statement under various category or sector will be given and you have to come up with some innovative idea. Okay. So here mostly like ACIC, Atal Community Innovation Centers, they are floating this type of ideathon. You people can participate and you can come up with some innovative solution. Similarly, various competitions are also there. Hackathons are there to solve a particular problem in a certain duration. Okay. Now, business pitch competitions are also there, like Shark Tank India. Okay. Like mock Shark Tank event, various institutes are conducting where you can pitch your idea and you can seek some funding support to develop it, to develop your prototype. Prototype development fund you can get. Similarly, seed fund programs are there. Okay, by some PSUs also, like Indian Oil Corporate Limited. So these are some various funding opportunity for early startup. Now funding we have also developed a team. Okay, we are very much clear about our thoughts, beliefs, our vision. Now how we can generate revenue, then only will become sustainable, because funding how long you can get. So we have to develop a business model. Okay. So here two concepts I would like to share with you. One is lead model canvas, another is business model canvas, and what is the difference between them? Okay. And some common some quality we can say startup, their business model canvas and lead model canvas also we will see. So business model. So model is just like you can understand like a skeleton. It is having 9 elements. So now, so whatever concept you are having for your startup, in each block, how will you keep it? That will develop a business model for you. We will see in detail. Basically, formally we can say it like a business model describes how an organization creates, delivers, and captures value in economic, social, cultural, or other contexts. So this is a formal definition we all will not be able to remember. Let us try to deep dive and understand what is business model. There are various models, but I am more interested to discuss about lean model can. Now, suppose as an innovator, okay. So let us try to understand from design thinking and innovation concept. Empathy, define, ideate, prototype, and testing. Suppose in empathy we are trying to understand the problem from user's point of view. So problem identification we will just list out in the first block. You can see 9 blocks it is having. So list out 1 to 3 major problems which you are trying to solve by developing some product or service that was in your mind. Okay. Now, what is the solution which you are trying to bring? That we have kept. Then in the first block itself, you can see what is the existing alternative of a particular solution. We have to just list it down. Okay. So it is wisely said whenever we have something, okay, very much tedious, we're trying to solve, we are trying to figure it by writing in paper. But in a right manner, if you will make, then it will give us more insights. Now we will see about the key metrics. So list the key numbers that tell you how your business is doing. Okay. And always here we are talking about startup. So novelty will always come into picture. How much it is unique. Okay. And what is the high level concept? Everything in this skeleton we have to keep it for your individual startup. Now, what is the unfair advantage? What is unique your startup or your solution is doing, which others are not doing, or no one can capture it? Now, channels. Channels means how you are getting your customer through which source. Okay. Then which type of customers you are having. Suppose some product which you are making, maybe it is for early age people, or for youngster, or for middle age people. We have to understand. So who will be early adopters? Maybe suppose, for example, if I'm not wrong, when this Android phones and this internet came, okay. So young generation, they are more enthusiastic. They have adopted everything. Okay. Then now what we are seeing that middle-aged people or elderly people, they are also using internet for their recreational purpose and also for their basic tasks, day-to-day activities. So we have to understand what is the early adopter in your business startup. Now, unit economics also plays a very crucial role. Suppose any specific unit you are developing, what is the cost involved? Okay. And then last is revenue stream, from where you can get money by renting it, by selling the product. It is B2B, like business to business, business to customer, so on and so forth. So whatever unique thing you have, you can keep in this lean model canvas. Now, so the 9 blocks which I discussed of lean canvas. So first is like problem. What problems are you solving? Customer segment, solution, unique value proposition. Okay. So the channel section should answer the following questions. It is like I will share these contents. Okay. So this is self-explanatory. Easily you can grab it. And also I will suggest that you can do some net surfing to explore more about it. Now, this is the case study of a Google. Okay. So what problem Google is solving? Just see, it is previously it was hard to find some relevant information. So Google was a solution that time. Okay, now also. So creating a technology that could analyze user searches fast. very optimized searches. Now Gemini also came into picture. What was the USP? Quick search result, more relevant content we are getting from this search engine. Previously, we are using Yahoo, for example. Unfair advantage, like Google's page rank algorithm. So algorithm concept which is being used that are having high ranking. Okay, customer segment here, all web users. Okay, irrespective of you can say caste, creed, color, age, gender, anything. What was the existing alternative? Yahoo, Alta Vista, Excite. So what was the key metrics of Google? So number of search queries, percentage of users who found what they wanted so fast. So this was the key metrics. Okay. Then again, high level concept they have mentioned, quick and reliable web search. Channels was user intent. So anything we have to search, just we are following Google. Early adopters, so first this model, this concept they have given in Stanford graduates for them. Okay. So cost structure, development, hosting, this was majorly involved. Very detailed, we will not be able to get basically. So revenue stream through investment, advertising revenue. These are the revenue source. So this is about Google. Like that, we have given for Apple as well as Tesla also. Okay. Now, slight difference we are having from lean model canvas and business model canvas. So basically, in business model canvas, lean model canvas mostly we are making for problem solving for a particular problem which is existing. What key elements we will keep. Business model canvas, we can say how to make your startup sustainable. Okay, how we will get a more revenue source, everything in a more scientific manner. So in this skeleton, you can see first concept is what? Key partners. So basically, sometimes we are not in a position to do everything by our own. We need some partner. We are not expert. For example, if we are running an incubator, okay, sometimes we need someone who can help us in this IP, intellectual property rights, and safeguarding our IP. At the same time, we need some accounts and people from other domain also. So we have to do some partnership, ecosystem partnership, academic partnership. We are doing. For your startup sustainability, you have to do also identify what are the partners which is required. Then you have to list down what is your key activities which you are going to perform. What is your key resources? What is your value proposition, uniqueness? How you are going to develop customer relationships, channels, customer segment. Okay, so various questionnaires you can see in each block it is given for more clarity. And if you have some innovative idea and already you are doing some startup, I suggest you have to develop your own business model canvas. Then you can see about the cost structure, revenue, everything in detail. So basically, what is the major difference? Business, if we'll talk about business, so startups are mostly first focusing on lean canvas, and then business model canvas is mostly for startup as well as some existing business also. So what is the purpose of lean canvas? So problem solution approach includes the channels to achieve the solution, cost and revenue stream. While in BMC, it defines the infrastructure, cost and revenue stream, mostly for sustainability. Now, competitive advantages we will see. It focuses on lean canvas focuses on unfair advantage that can help to win the market, something that is novel and unique. While business model canvases focuses on value proposition, quantitative and qualitative terms. So main focus of lean canvas, entrepreneur focus, while business model canvas is for all stakeholders, customers, advisors, investors, entrepreneurs. Similarly, attention to customers, if we will discuss in lean canvas, the model doesn't pay much attention to customer segment as startups often have no products to test the. So mostly lean canvas is for startup at the very beginning, which will convert into some profitable business. Then we can jump into this business model canvas. So it is given a case study of Amazon, Netflix, and one automobile business model canvas. For example, let me discuss one. For example, Netflix. So what they are doing partnership with various investors, media producers, media people, cinema, TV network, Amazon, AWS services, regulators. These are their partners to run their show. Now, what key activities they are performing? So they are doing lots of technology R&D, content licensing, content production, content distribution, so many content which Netflix is producing. So their key resources is they are a quality brand. They have website as well as apps. They have created a platform. Employees are also their key resources. So value proposition 24 into 7 on demand entertainment, high definition shows and movies, stream content, unlimited access, 30-day free trial, no commercial, there is no advertisement in that. So these are the you can say USP. Customer relationship. So self-service on demand ease of use customer network they have. Channels how they are getting through any device they can we can install Netflix. Netflix app is also their word of mouth. It is very well they are doing promotion. So customer segments are also there, 2000 preference cluster users. So this is all it is given about BMC of a Netflix. So only established startup which is generating revenue can get a quality business model canvas. Now, what are the various purposes of startup funding? Okay, that we have to understand. Like we need for capital to develop something, like prototype. Some directly we cannot go for product. Some raw material and equipment we may need. We have to also hire a team. We have to sometimes keep some intern. For those all such purposes we need funding. As well as sometimes we need some advisories, legal and consulting services, sales and marketing, branding. Sometimes some product which we have developed, we need some licenses like NABL accreditation, something of that kind. We may also need some co-working spaces for our team. So this is all about basics of lean model canvas, business model canvas. Now again, we will have some questions, and if anyone is having any queries, anytime they can feel free to interact with me. So I am left with few more questions. Now we will have ample time. At least 20 minutes we will take, and we will try to complete this quizzes. So what should a startup consider before expanding into a new market? Now I request everyone to kindly participate because it is mandatory. So let's focus on the question like startup. What parameter he or she will consider when jumping into a new market? Few people have written all of them. Let us try to understand. Like number of competitors in the market, customer demand and local regulations, availability of venture capital funding, the size of their office space. No, I don't think all of this will options will work. More ideal is customer demand and local regulations, terms and conditions. Okay. Now, next question. Which startup failed due to scaling too fast, which I've given in the slide also we have discussed. Without a sustainable model, Uber, Facebook, which one? Airbnb, WeWork. Premature scaling. Yes, I can see lots of people are able to remember. Very nice. So most of the people are saying C, 90%. WeWork. Now, if I will ask converse question, which startup achieved success due to scaling in a sustainable model? Will you type? See, the option is given. Great. It's Airbnb. Now, next question. Which financial metric is most important when scaling a startup? Most important. Only one option you have to choose here. Revenue growth, customer acquisition cost, number of employees, number of meetings with investors. Revenue growth, most of the people are choosing. But the more accurate, just see here in this, most of the people are wrong in this. Just understand financial metric, which is most important. Revenue growth is there, but uh, before that, customer acquisition, how much money we are spending to acquire a customer. Suppose we are doing lots of ad, okay, versus lifetime value. This parameter is also very crucial. Good try. Next is what is an essential tool for scaling efficiently? Okay. So what is an essential tool for scaling effectively? Implementing automation and AI tools. Most of the people have chosen, right? Now, please all of you, please try to participate. It's a very easy quiz. Which is maintaining company culture important while scaling? Why is maintaining company culture is important while scaling? Just give a try, everyone, please. Everyone has written A. It improves employee retention and productivity. Right. Now, a few questions from lean model canvas and business model canvas we will take. Which of the following is not one of the 9 blocks of the lean canvas? 9 blocks. No, unfair advantage is there. Okay. So we know that customer segment is already there, revenue streams are there, unfair advantage is also there. So which is the odd one? digital transformation strategy. So this is not part of this lean model canvas. So please remember, lean model canvas is mostly ideal for startups. Now next is what does the unique value proposition in a business model canvas represent? Unique value proposition in a business model canvas represent. So most of the people have chosen C. That is the question. What does the unique value proposition in a business model canvas represent? So the answer will be a compelling message stating why the solution is different and worth buying. Part B. Okay. Now, before we will go for a few more quizzes, just one slide is very important before I will end this session. Now, I think this slide will really attract you all. Okay, because you must have some innovative ideas, thought always in your mind. Okay, so now I will just suggest you some sort of funding in the form of grant, very much easily available with most of the incubators. So nowadays you are aware that ACICs are there, AICs are there, Atal Community Innovation Centers, Atal Incubation Centers. Then from DST, Department of Science and Technology funded technology business incubators are there, ITBIs are there. So mostly they are having this fund, which I thought to introduce, and how you can get. So proactively, if you are, for example, nowadays, to be very honest, we are not very often seeing all websites. Okay, but how we can get relevant information if we will start following their pages, suppose in LinkedIn, Instagram, Facebook, in any platform. So mostly we will get some regular updates, and then we can easily apply. Okay, so first thing is awareness, from which source we will get. Okay, so like community innovation fellowship funding is there. So mostly all ACICs are having, almost all. So here you can get funding of 2 lakhs for a duration of 12 months. If you are trying to solve some community centric problem, okay, by doing some social innovation, something for rural people. Okay, grassroots innovator fund is there, 2 lakhs, which you will get in 3 tranches based on your proposed milestones and subsequent submitted progress reports. So all ACICs you can get this 2 lakhs. Suppose you have some quality tech oriented solution, for example, you can get 20 lakhs grant from Startup India Seed Fund scheme, which few incubators are having. And if your startup is already raised few grants, then you can get it in the form of debt also, which is up to 50 lakhs. Okay, so it involves lots of legal and financial due diligence. Then they will do agreements with you. They will also propose to give you some milestones which you will achieve in due course of time. Similarly, MITI, Ministry of Electronics, MITI Startup Hub is also providing startups in various ways, like ignore 3.1, third point, fourth one you see, EIR program. So for a duration of 12 months, they will give funding up to 4 lakhs. in some terms like 25,000, 30,000 per month as a stipend. This you can easily get. Similarly, scale up grant is there. So scale up grant they will give after completion of 12 months. If you have your startup is showing more traction after their initial funding, up to 40 lakhs. Similarly, HDFC Parivartan Startup Grant is also there nowadays. Now they have increased the amount. They may give up to 40 lakhs also. If you are working on social innovation. Similarly, Atoll Innovation Mission Seed Fund is also there up to 25 lakhs, if I'm not wrong. And Nidhi EIR, which is from DST, 30,000 per month for a duration of 12 months. Okay. Then Entrepreneur in Residence Prayas program is there, which is like a grant for 10 lakhs. So there are so many funding opportunities. Okay, if you have initial idea to develop something. Okay. So 4 more quizzes are there. All of you please actively participate. What are the two main types of revenue streams in a business model? Now we are talking about BMC, business model canvas. What are the two types of revenue streams? Only row 34 has chosen right answer. That is A. Fixed revenue and recurring revenue. Okay, this is the part of BMC. Now, if I will ask you, what is the primary role of an incubator, E-cell? What is the primary role of an incubator? So, Sadji, only co-working space providing may not be a primary role. Replace venture capital funding? No. We will not restrict. Offer only legal support? No. So I think option B, all of you can see, grow a startup from an early stage idea to a sustainable company. So this is a primary role of an incubator. Okay. Why we are doing this brainstorming activity and this all poll? So that everything will come in your mind for a very long time, prolonged time. 2 more quizzes are there. So which of the following is not typically provided by an incubator? Yeah. Can't see the question. Why? What is the problem? Anyone is having difficulty? See the chat box. Yes. So here see what are the options here given. Which of the following is not typically provided by a incubator? Office space, mentorship, guaranteed market access, success, access to investors. So just see, always part C is the right option. Why? Because guaranteed market success. Okay. So you have to be very proactive in general. Okay. 100% cannot be guaranteed. Most of the cases you will get co-working spaces, mentors, academic mentors or industrial mentors you will get. And sometimes you will also get connects to investors. Okay. For private funding, equity funding, or maybe in the form of some grants. But guaranteed market success, uh, I think no one can assure you. Okay, fine. Now, next question. Which of the following is not a part of design thinking process? Design thinking. 5 steps are there. This is very easy, I guess. choose the right option, which is not a part of design thinking and innovation process. What is the first step? Empathy, then define, then ideate, then prototype, and then testing. So here, which is the odd option? Someone has chosen prototype. Why? How? Just now I said prototype testing. You have to choose something which is not empathy. Empathy is the first step. Which is the odd one here? Just see. Monetize. Because monetize, there is no term in that. Okay. And the last one. What is an unfair advantage in the lean canvas? Oh, sorry. I think I've just sent last question directly to someone. Please see the chat box now. So host, I think session is over from my side. And I will love to connect with these innovators anytime. And definitely I will share all the resources which we have discussed today, all the contents.
Oh, okay, thank you so much, sir. So I request to row number 2 propose the vote of thanks. Row number 2, Sadiq sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Very nice session, sir. Very nice. All the questions are very interactive. Sunny sir, thank you for all the valuable session. Thank you, sir. Thank you. All the participants are present in these sessions. All the participants, thanks all of you. Again, thanks, sir. Again, valuable session, sir. Okay, thank you.
Thanks a lot, Sayyadji. Thanks a lot, AIC BAMU team, as well as that institute, okay, for this valuable opportunity. I've shared my LinkedIn link also. If anyone is interested to connect there, we can connect, as well as regularly I will post posting for various event and activities, as well as funding opportunities. So definitely you people can grab me there. Have a nice day.